All right, welcome to Awfully Silly, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic week or a long weekend if you happen to be in the U.S. We have a heck of a show. We have a heck of a show planned. First of all, if you missed last episode 2 weeks ago, feel free to check that out on the YouTube. That was our first episode back in quite a few months. So I'm very happy to be jumping back on the Awfully Silly train, having some fun here, showcasing some of these, otherwise silly or funny games, or even good games that just have a little comedy to them. We take them all here on Awfully Silly. So I hope you enjoyed it if you saw it already, and if not, go check it out on the YouTube. It's already there for you. Before we get started jumping into today's theme and today's games, I want to go over a few announcements for y'all. First of all, if you're not in the GDQ Discord server, you should be, and you can do so by typing !Discord in the Twitch chat to get some more info. But why I shared this news with you is that we've added a new role, a Hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events. You can talk with staff and showrunners, ask questions, whatever you got. You can do that in the Discord server, so feel free to use !Discord in the chat to check out the link to that. Also, if you're looking for some fun speedrunning content this weekend, I highly suggest checking out Sonic and the Sidekicks. Now, this is a special event that's regularly put on by both Amber and Hypnotics, and that is coming this weekend, June 1st and 2nd, and you can use !Sonic to take a look at the schedule. And finally, as I had already alluded to, if you have missed any of our shows or events from the past, be sure you are checking out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. We appreciate it. But without further ado, yes, today we're getting a little bit buggy, and I don't mean that in the speedrunning sense that games are they have these little glitches or things like that. I mean, we might have some of that for sure, but I don't really mean it that way. I mean it more like insects, and specifically insects that also have had their own movie, and specifically if those movies were animated. But that's all too long for a title, so I just went with awfully buggy. I hope you don't mind. So without further ado, we're going to get started, and the first run we have for you on the schedule today is going to be A Bug's Life, and it's going to be run by Zik3. It's all yours. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Conception. Welcome, everyone, to A Bug's Life. Correct?
I said it correctly. I said it right. I tried. I practiced. Wanted to say Bug Snacks, but it's not that, okay?
But yeah, so this is A Bug's Life on the PS1. Fantastic video game. And we're going to be going through Flick's journey here through the wonderful animated movie of A Bug's Life. So, are you ready to learn about A Bug's Life?
I am so ready.
All right, let's get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we're gonna begin. We have all these little animated movies at the start of each level, but we're gonna skip those because we don't want the stream to get taken down by Disney. And here we go. So we are Flick. We are running around these 3D worlds. We have the ability to jump. We can do a butt stomp. I don't remember the official name for it. It's like the abdomen smash or something. And we're already done with level 1. So a lot of levels are going to go by very quickly in this game. And a lot of the game is going to be kind of utilizing some of the geometry around to do interesting things and just going really fast here. Because of the nature of the game, you go like level by level. There's not like, major skips in the sense of like skipping whole levels, but doesn't mean there's not some cool, interesting stuff along the way. We also will get lots of beautiful voice lines by Flick along the way, telling us about the environment. And yeah, the other things we have available to us, we could throw berries. That's gonna do nothing here. But later we can get like that. That's the super berry. So now the berries can do even more damage. And later we can get the gold berry. Ooh, that was a nice little mushroom jump we got there. And the gold berry does absolutely nothing special compared to the super berry, other than it can get you a little gold token at the end. But that means nothing to us. So.
Are you here for the grain?
So the tunnels, this, in the sense of any percent, this is supposed to be a very, like, windy, long, confusing level. We're just gonna go straight. Nothing else matters.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense of any percent, we are just getting to the end of each level as quick as possible. We have our first boss fight, and this is Thumper. And Thumper makes just the most beautiful noises anybody could ever ask for.
He sure does.
Yes. Beautiful. Where'd he go? I lost him. There he is. Sing us the song of your people, Thumper. Thank you.
Turns out Thumper's people are velociraptors.
So, at the end of levels like that, you'll notice that I pause and exit level. Once you like complete the objective of a level, the game considers it done. So even if there's like cutscenes or something at the end of it, you don't actually have to watch them. So we could just leave the level as soon as we've done what we need to do. So this level is, I always say, this is the level that if you played this game as a kid, this is probably the level that scarred you. If you touch the ground, the giant bird comes out and eats you. I just remember everybody always being like, this all terrified me. And I'm like, I don't even know if I made it this far as a kid.
Yeah.
The classic playing games as a kid, and then you come back later and you're like, did I just play level 1 over and over again for hours?
Yep. Also, not to mention, that bird is also terrifying in the movie, by the way. I was scared as a child of that bird, for sure.
Like, man, they're such good and fun movies, but like, things like Thumper and stuff, those were terrifying as a kid.
Yeah, they are definitely scary, for sure.
Ooh, all right. We have a little jump here. Didn't miss it. We're going to turn around. That bee's going to try his best. We're going to give it one more go here. So we're going to kind of utilize Flick's little butt stomp here to, there we go. You notice when he does it, he tucks his legs up into the air. And that kind of allows us to kind of jump up to ledges you're not normally supposed to jump up to. And this is where we're going to start seeing me use that a lot to kind of just either get higher than we should, or it also helps kind of extend your jump. So now we get to see a feature of the game, these seeds. I like to just mash the button for good luck. Just play a little song. So you pick up these little tokens throughout the world, and you can see in the bottom right, like, I'm getting different types of plants. And so depending on what tokens you pick up, you can grow different types of plants with the seeds. You're supposed to get, like, I believe it's 4 leaf tokens here and build like a really giant leafy vine plant to get over some of these walls. But we're gonna stick with 2. And it requires us to do some interesting maneuvering here, especially coming up. So this wall, this is one of the most infamous kind of skips of the run. How does this work? I really can't explain it. It's magic. Wow, that was really good, actually.
That's it.
Yeah. To this day, I don't think anyone can fully explain to you what actually happens there. That's one of those like, yeah, get a feel for it and hope it works kind of things.
Love a good get a feel for it trick. Yeah.
I had a friend like actually load me up like the wireframe models of the map from the game and stuff, and I looked at it and was like, I think I'm more confused than I was before. This doesn't make any sense. Oh, the bird got me. All right, we'll go back around.
That devious bird.
That's okay. All right, so we have to climb up here. We have to get ourselves a super berry first because we can't hit the bird with normal berries. There we go. And then we can just start throwing super berries at the bird. Most enemies in this game, other than like your average fly, are immune to regular berries. So we're gonna try and get super berries anywhere we can. Also, Flick really likes to say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Gonna stomp this guy. to fly over here. All right, so I'm gonna kick this guy. So if you hold, there's two features there. One, if you hold R2, Flick can actually walk. And then while he's walking, if you attack, he can kick. And most people don't know that feature exists. I didn't know that feature existed for an extremely long time. Until like, it's because somebody like a year or two ago rerouted City and they were killing that fly. And I was like, nope, I don't get it. I don't know how you kill that fly. And then eventually somebody told me about the kick and I was like, that's not real. I don't believe you. And then I looked in the manual and sure enough it's there. But I was like, nope. I've played this game for so long and I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it makes you think how far tutorials have come in general, whereas games like this, you don't know the full controls for a long time.
Right.
And nowadays, you know pretty much everything, so.
There's many games too, like back in the day where you could just, I mean, even this game, you could just skip the tutorial.
True.
And of
Yeah,
course,
that's
like, when I was a kid, like, I didn't want to watch the tutorial, I just want to play the game.
Yeah, who has time for that? Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't buy a game to watch a movie, you know?
I didn't buy a game based on a movie to watch a movie.
Yeah. Movie based off the game, based off the movie.
All right, so here's a little jump here. We're supposed to get 30 grain to open this door, but using our little butt stomp and tucking our legs up, we can actually jump up and over the top of the door instead of grabbing the 30 grain. That's like the gimmick of that level, is you're supposed to kill every single bug in the city and take their grain and then leave. I remember that part from the movie distinctly, where Flick goes into the city and just takes everyone out and takes all their food.
Like famously evil character, yeah.
So now that we've done our job in the city, okay, I actually need to listen here. So we have to find our friends, and why I say I need to listen here is every time you find one of your friends, they're gonna talk to you about stuff, but when they're talking, if you unpause the game, it skips the whole voice line.
Oh.
So I just want to listen. Yeah, so I just want to listen to every time they start talking, so I can quickly pause and just skip the voice lines, and then it just moves on.
That is interesting. I wonder if that was intended or not.
I don't know. It is an interesting feature,
Yeah.
but I like it.
Yeah,
And then
definitely
the
will
last
save
one
on
we
time.
could just leave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
All right, we have
yeah.
another boss fight. Oh yeah. So now we have to defeat Thud.
Thud.
So we need this gold berry. Very good. And now we can he's gonna go back and forth throughout this rolling can, and we just have to keep hitting him every time he goes back and forth. But by doing that, you're supposed to, like, these balls, you can kick them and you can bounce on them. So you're supposed to, like, kick the ball over to the gold berry to get it, but you can actually, again, use the geometry of the can to kind of jump at the gold berry a little early. All right, and one more. Bye-bye, Thud. And then we can exit.
See ya, Thud.
All right, Clover Forest. Now we're getting into the meat of the run. So now we got to find. Also, this level's soundtrack goes kind of hard. We have to find the bird pieces to build the fake bird. So we're gonna start by coming over here. We're gonna do nice. We're gonna do Nestor skip. Beautiful.
Gypsy, my dear.
If anybody's ever familiar with Spyro the Dragon speedrunning, I always call that Nestor skip because it's exactly the same motions as that
Really?
first dragon skip in Spyro, where if you're jumping when the cutscene starts, it skips the cutscene for some reason.
I was gonna say, I know that name Nestor, but I didn't think it was in A Bug's Life, so.
Right?
Yeah.
This game is so close to Spyro the Dragon.
I'll have to tell my wife that. She's a huge Spyro fan. Pick this up for her, too.
All right, so we're kind of just climbing up these walls like a Skyrim horse here. Most walls in this game are like angled in such a way that Flick can kind of jump off of the side of them and just get another jump, so we can just kind of climb vertically up walls. We need a cannon plant, so now we have our cannon plant by collecting 4 of the orange tokens. So I'm gonna destroy my dandelion. Oh, we're gonna get in the cannon, launch up here to our other bird piece. And now we're gonna go to the last one. So the last one is kind of held back by a cutscene, so we save it for last, because as I said, once we've completed our objective, we don't need to stick around, so we can just exit level instead of watching that last cutscene. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Just need to get to the bird.
just need to get to the bird. I agree, Flick. So this is the longest level in the run. This is the tree. So first we're gonna try and, yeah, oh, that was good. Climb up the side of the tree.
Wow.
That skips a decent little section. And now we need to find the 5 blueberry scouts.
Dim, give Ant a lift.
Thank you, Dim. Every blueberry scout comes with these 10-second cutscenes, which we cannot skip. I would
Now
love
know
to
why
skip
this was
them.
the long level. Yeah. Okay. It all makes sense.
So if any glitch hunters out there want to find a way to skip these cutscenes, that's a minute off the run right there.
Round and
Hi, Flick.
round we go.
Bye,
Rosie.
Flick.
Whoa, acorn.
Oh yeah, we have these acorns. I'm just gonna try and avoid those. I'm gonna hit that mosquito. Definitely intended. These branches can be very scary. I can't describe how slippery Flick controls in this game, but boy oh boy, the controls is something special.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very of the era time, especially for these PS1 titles. Ugh.
Oh yeah. And the other, so he's not only, he's very slippery because it's very sensitive on the joystick. The other thing is with Flick's jump, most games have the concept of coyote time. This game has negative coyote time. You must jump well before you reach the end of a platformer. You're going down.
That's funny.
It
Negative
takes a
coyote.
while to get used to.
Do we call that Roadrunner time?
Ooh.
Because it's the opposite of coyote.
Might sound better than negative coyote time.
Negative coyote time sounds pretty rad though, I will say.
Blueberry power.
Dim, give Ant a lift.
That blueberry scout definitely could have just walked to the bird. It's right there.
You are
It's actually right here.
Round we go.
way too difficult.
All right, and now that we reached the bird with the 5 scouts, we can exit level.
Yeah.
And, ooh, now we have another boss fight. Lead the revolt.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, I love how the movie tie-in games of the era just had to put scenes from the actual movie in as the cutscene.
Right?
It's so funny to me. Oh my gosh.
Now that is a, so I'm gonna grow myself a super berry here first because we can't hit molt with normal berries. Then I'm gonna lead him over to this area back here, and I'm gonna hide under here and just hit him because the ants on the outside are throwing red berries at me, and I don't want to grab those or I have to regrow super berries.
Stand still.
I was gonna say the like cutscene thing that is exclusive to the PS1 version of this game solely
Oh, really?
because the N64 cart couldn't. It didn't have enough space for them.
Yeah,
so
there's
they're
no
just
way.
like text cutscenes on the N64 cart.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that car had enough space for anything video, really.
It's like a completely different game.
Yeah. Another
That was a lot from that era.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a lot of movie tie-in games just had like multiple studios working on multiple different versions. Very strange. I don't know why that was the call, but
So this is notoriously everyone's least favorite level when speedrunning this game. So we're in Ant Hill 2. And so Hopper has the princess, and we need to shoot Hopper out of the sky to save her. So you're supposed to grow an extremely tall berry shooter that will be able to reach Hopper, but that takes a lot of time. So we're going to, and I didn't grow the green thingy. We're going to grow a little berry shooter and kind of just pray that it reaches, because every time you hit him, he comes down a little bit. So we're just gonna kind of pray that the first 2 hits hit him, and then he'll be down low enough that this little baby shooter can get him. But we need to go to the highest point we can here, to the tip of Pride Rock, turn around, and there he is. So, okay, that's good, very good. And now he's gonna tell us he'll teach us.
Teaching us.
Oh, I'm learning. I'll teach you.
Just do it already. Keep saying you will, but
just do it.
all talk. He's all talk.
Well, now
Hopper's
he-
all talk.
Now he's going to try and teach us. So this level, I'm convinced this level, I would never have beaten this level as a kid. If anybody tells me they beat this game as a kid, I have questions. This level is crazy hard. Oh God. Oh boy, hang on. All right. Okay. So, every object here has a hitbox. Every pebble on the ground, every bug, every stick. Every time you pick up a grain, you move like way faster than anybody should be able to control. And if Hopper's chasing us right now. The way he's just set to chase you no matter what. So if he catches up to you and hits you, a lot of times he'll like end up getting in front of you, and then he'll turn around and he kind of just like gets you stuck in an infinite loop and you just die.
Stun locks you, hits you with the combo.
Oh boy. Okay, we're fine. Totally don't have 1 hit left. No way. Not me. Oh, that pebble. All right. That pebble got me.
Oh,
yeah.
brutal.
So, with this level, because the grain gives you such a speed boost, it is actually faster to quit out of the level and re-go back in. Because no, I would just respawn there at the start of the level when I die, but all the grain would be picked up. And it's actually faster to just reload the level to have the grain spawn back, so we can start going speedy again, then do the whole level again without the grain. There we go.
Yeah,
It's
how much
that
faster?
awful hit I took at the beginning.
How much faster do you think like getting all the grain is versus like if you just did it grainless?
Ooh, I don't know, but it's more than you'd think. It's kind of impressive how much time you can find yourself losing if you miss even a couple of these.
Yeah, I'm not surprised honestly. You're zipping right now.
Yeah, you zoom. I remember like playing this again for the first time, whatever years back, and like this level, I was like, this is actually ridiculous. How is anybody supposed to beat this? Once you know a path, it's pretty straightforward, but the first time you're like, this is nuts. I can't control this thing. Every pebble has a hitbox.
Like
All
the
right,
world's
there we
first
go.
Dark Souls boss.
Right?
You just gotta learn the pattern. Learn the pattern.
All right, so now is our final boss. We have to save the colony. So we're gonna start with a little trick here known as stick jump. Shocker, you jump off the stick. That gets us our super berry. That's the only thing that can really hurt Hopper. So now this is gonna be broken up into 3 phases. The first one here is we just have to run to him and he's gonna just take a walloping until there. And now he's gonna fly into second phase. So second phase is we have to do some platforming, which this is where Roadrunner time really starts to show its face.
Roadrunner time, nice.
You really have to be jumping way ahead of time or you're gonna fall. But yeah, we have to meet Hopper at specific locations. Oh, please. There.
Look at that draw distance.
And-
Oh my gosh.
I know, you can like barely see him. And we have to hit him at certain locations. Oh. Don't mind me falling because I may have had a cat walk in front of me.
Oh. Coyote time, not cat time, or Roadrunner time, I guess.
Yes. There we go. I didn't realize my cat was on the grasshopper's side.
Oh.
So after we hit those couple things, when we meet him at those locations, we're gonna go to phase 3. So phase 3 is we have to climb up this kind of cliff face to the bird's nest, so Hopper can be eaten by the bird. And we're going to again be meeting him at certain points along the way to hit him to get him to move on. So there's another one. Gotta watch these grasshoppers. They're ninjas. They just come out of nowhere. Come on. Eat berry. I'm still waiting for him to teach us.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's teaching us, but I'm still waiting for it.
I'm seated. I got my notebook. I'm ready. I'm ready to take notes. Teach us.
All right, and time is coming up now. Time.
Nice. Shout out to that terrifying bird
Beautiful.
once again.
Yep, good ending right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and there it is. It's over as quick as it began. That is A Bug's Life.
Yeah. Not Bug
Let's get
Snacks,
that.
Bug's Life. Yeah.
Not Bug Snacks.
Different game, different game. Awesome. Well, that was incredibly well done. Yeah, I saw this at GDQ. Knew it. It had definitely. It's a fun, silly vibe. The game itself seems pretty fun and good. Besides it being hard at points. Yeah, I wouldn't call the game bad necessarily, but you know, any movie that's any game that has a movie tie-in or vice versa, rather, it's got that silly energy to it. So I thought this was
It's charming.
Indeed, it is charming. So what point the people to Zik 3? How can they find you, and is there anything upcoming you'd like to mention?
Yeah, so I believe we've been shouted out in the chat, but yeah, if you want to come follow me over on Twitch, I do various RPG and platformer speedruns. I'm going to actually be speedrunning Sly Cooper Thieves in Time at SGDQ 2024. So yeah, let's look forward to that. We're having our own little Sly blog. We got Nave also running Sly 3 before my run. So we unheard of Sly block at GDQ.
Awesome. Cannot wait for that. Sly games are so fun. And I will definitely be there. All right. Well,
yeah.
Zik, thank you so much for running. This was incredibly well done. And for
Thanks for
everybody,
having me.
of course, it was a pleasure. And for everybody else out there, we are going to take a little bit of a break before we get into our second and actually our final game for the night already. But before we do that, we're going to take a little break. So feel free to get up, stretch, maybe do some jump and butt slams of your own, safely, of course. And we will see you on the other side in a few short moments. All right, welcome back to Awfully Silly, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. If you just are tuning in, we had Zik 3 running A Bug's Life in our Awfully Buggy / Awfully Bugs that are featured in animated movies episode, but that title's too long, so we went with Buggy. But yeah, we had Bug's Life absolutely crushed by Zik, and we're going to have another absolute gaming classic here in just a moment. But before we do so, a few things to remind everybody of, which is that, of course, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, GIP subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you're a Hotfix enjoyer, as I am, then you enjoy watching speedruns or anything else that is a part of our Hotfix programming, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube in the future, be sure to press the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate it. Without further ado, the cinematic masterpiece, the pièce de resistance of movies that are animated that feature bees. Probably can't be many of those. This is the Bee movie game. This is going to be run by Black Belt Ginger Ninja in a time that is probably longer than the Bee movie. Go ahead and take it away.
Easy there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Black Belt Ninja, or you can call me BBGN, or we're real name enjoyers in this chat. You can call me Nick, and this is the Bee movie game. I'm out of bounds right now. Run's about to start, but I want to take a moment to introduce my commentators. So I'm Nick. I've seen the Bee movie maybe half a dozen, maybe 8 or 9 times.
Wow.
Steve, how about you?
I saw it when it first came out in 2007, I believe it was.
Easy there. Take
Okay, been a while. And you, the Bee, or Kyle?
Name,
No. You have to see it once. What are you talking about?
name
That's
does not
crazy.
check out. Name does not check out.
I cannot believe you're my friend and you've never seen the Bee movie. That's okay. Maybe it's better because absolutely insane. But the good news is that you have seen maybe what is better than the Bee movie, the game that the movie is based off of, the Bee movie game. That's how that works.
We all agree
In fact,
with
we're going
that.
to do a little speed run. We're going to do a little speed run here. So I'm going to go to the new game screen. I'm going to start the speed run in. Can I give a countdown? I'm
Sure
going to give a
can.
countdown.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go, go, go.
BBB.
Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about what's going on here. So the Bee movie game is kind of like Grand Theft Auto if Grand Theft Auto wasn't very fun and also had a lot of bees. So as you can see, I'm in the Hive. It's an open world city that I can drive around in. And in fact, I'm actually going to drive around to this little waypoint here. I can kind of cut this corner here and then mash through the cutscene. And as well as having GTA-like gameplay, the Bee movie game also consists of what I refer to as mini-games, or the game refers to as jobs. So of course, a well-running hive requires lots of bees doing lots of jobs, and our protagonist, Barry B. Benson, is a bee who is coming of age and wants to try all these jobs out. So I'm actually forced by the game to do this first job called Honeycomb Collector.
Do you want me to repeat my instructions?
And this job is pretty complex. It would take a while for me to explain all the intricacies of what I'm doing here. But what you're at least going to see is that I'm going to move my little nozzle left and right until I catch 10 honeycombs. Oh no, God, I missed one. Oh my God, there goes another one.
Wow.
This is so embarrassing.
You call yourself a bee.
I call myself a bee, I call myself a speedrunner, and I can't even catch the 2 yellow pegs that go on opposite sides. Oh, this one's coming down fast, though, so I am a little beholden to what the kids call RNG. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll admit.
That one is good.
It was right there.
But
I had to take it.
There's a bit of randomness here in this minigame, so I'm going to avoid it as much as I can. Of course, this is mandatory, and that mission game's over. So now I'm going to do a quick quit and reload. The game auto-saves. So by quitting and reloading, it's actually going to warp me back to the top of the hive, which is useful because I don't have to do any of that driving that you just saw. Normally, I'd have to drive up to the top of the hive. It's actually faster to quit and reload and then drive again from Barry's house. So that's what I just did there. You're going to see me quit and reload like half a dozen, maybe a dozen times throughout this whole speed run, just because it's a lot faster than walking back to Barry's house, which we need to do also several times. Speaking of jobs, here's another job coming up. There's like 10 or so jobs in the game total. So this is another one of the 10 jobs. This is cab driving. I don't know if anyone's ever been to a city, like in the real world, but in the real world, taxi drivers go around. Yeah, they pick up bees and drive them to locations. So that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's why taxis are yellow, right?
That's true. That's because when bees invented them, they made them yellow.
Yeah.
Thank you for the fun fact.
Bees also famously hate Ubers and Lyfts. For the
That
same
is
reason.
true. They're really anti-capitalist in the weird way, but that's just bee society. The good news is that this is not random. These routes are preset, and a greater man might have every single location memorized. I have most of them memorized. So I generally know where the pickups and drop-offs are, and you'll see me kind of drift around a little bit as I pick people up and drop them off, so that I'm in like an optimal location to get a good line, you know? So I'm going to drop off this grandma and then do a little 180, set myself up for the next person.
Oh, I love Crazy Taxi.
This is Crazy
That's
Taxi is
exactly
nothing.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi has nothing on this game. This is like Crazy Taxi if Crazy Taxi were had bees. Anyway,
So distinctly different. Distinct. Yes.
it's very different, actually. Now
That's
that I
the
talk about
only
it.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Gonna cut this corner here. Pretty sick tech. And then, wouldn't you know it, the game drops me off here. This mission ends. And then it's right by the next mandatory minigame / mission, which is the race minigame. Race driver. So it's going to explain what race driver is. But you're probably starting to see that I'm doing a lot of minigames. And that is going to be a theme in this game, is that minigames are mandatory to proceed. So this is the third of 3 mandatory minigames in this part of the game before we get to proceed to an actual mission. And those missions are going to be what actually move the story forward, if you will. So let's do race driver 1 now. I'm going to match through. Again, skip the instructions. Okay. Race 1 is actually pretty easy. This is like Mario Kart, if Mario Kart had bees, just for reference.
How did I not see that coming?
No, it's pretty confusing. The cool thing about, and by cool I mean terrible, is that it's RNG what power-ups you get. So I can either get an oil slick, when I'm in first place at least, I can either get an oil slick, a honeycomb gun, a speed boost, or an invincibility speed boost. So far I've gotten 3 oil slicks, and that loses me time every single time I get one. 4 oil slicks now. I've not gotten a single speed boost.
Another oil slick.
He's going for the record.
Okay, absolutely no, only time loss on this split so far. So that's good. And that is the third of 3 mandatory minigames. So I know what you're thinking. Oh man, I'm tired of these minigames. Let's get to the action. And we will now proceed to the action. By quitting reloading, I spawn back at Barry's house, and I can fly into this trigger for the first mission. Again, I'll just smash through this cutscene. These missions, this is what I call the QTE mission. QTE, of course, stands for Quick Time Event. This is about a few minute sequence of quick time events on rails, where the only way I can lose time is if I mess up the QTE. And I will lose quite a bit of time if I mess up one of these surprisingly difficult quick time events. So I kind of need to be on my game. But, oh my god. We already got a sound glitch.
Let's go.
Who's excited?
Let's go.
So I have to ask, is it still Jerry Seinfeld doing the voices?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld, I think this is his only video game appearance ever, so that's kind of fun.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
I'll also mention that Jerry Seinfeld's voice is looping in the background. And he's saying, look, I'm a Bee-17 very faintly in the background. That is what we call a sound glitch. This is actually a bug in the engine of the developer. So Beanox developed this game. Ironic. There's a joke there, for sure.
Wow.
I know. Very funny, just real life fact there. But Beanox developed this game, and actually in several of their games, including the Tony Hawk games they developed, there's a bug in their audio engine where sometimes a certain sound effect will just loop infinitely until you close the game. We actually have a sound glitch triggered already in minute 10 of the game that will go for maybe the entire game. And it's Barry B. Benson saying, look, I'm a Bee-17, like the fighter jet.
It's a funny joke every time I hear it, though.
That's great, because you are literally going to hear it for the entire game. It might. Certain sound glitches actually cut out. I need to focus on these quick time events. I'm a child. I cannot multitask.
Yeah, but look, he's a B-17.
That's a good point.
I mean, I am a B-17 also.
We're all Bee-17s.
Any Bee-17s in the chat?
Yo, can I get some Bee-17s in the chat? It might stop here. Let me see on this load screen. Certain sound glitches stop when you transition levels. Certain ones don't. So let's see. Okay, it did stop. That's a shame.
Let's go.
I was really looking forward to 2 more hours of Bee-17, but
Yeah, some of them won't stop. So that's sort of a fun little thing to look forward to is what's going to happen with the sound glitches. Now, Steve, when he came into this run, I asked him to commentate. He's never played the B-movie game. But when I asked him to commentate, he said, I know one part of the game, and it's the pollen collecting parts, the flower parts.
Yes. Yep.
Why don't you explain what's going on here? I know you're an expert.
I just knew that you had to collect pollen. I didn't know how much pollen you had to collect. I just knew that you had to go and collect pollen.
That's an excellent answer. You're exactly right. I'm a bee. And you know what bees do? They collect pollen. So what I have to do is I have to go to these yellow flowers and collect pollen, and then take these pollen and give it to the purple flowers to pollinate them. So there's 15.
That's how that works.
That is how that works. Of course, I do that with my gun. Barry has a pollen gun, and you can see the pollen meter on the right side of the screen. I want to fill it up quite a bit here so that I can go off and get these flowers that are way off in the corner. Otherwise, I will forget about them. So get a few flowers here. I do have, like, loosely a route through this section. Not nearly as good of a route as I should, but I have certainly a route.
Are they always the same flowers?
Probably. You know, I've never checked.
Probably.
I'm, like, pretty sure they're the same flowers every time, though. That's a great question that I'm the only person in the world who might even know the answer, and I don't know the answer. So I guess that's lost to time.
Yeah, it's impossible to know.
There's no way of knowing, unfortunately.
There's no
So
way.
that's 15 flowers, which triggers the next stage of tutorials, where I have to shoot this dragonfly. That's the other thing, is Barry has a gun. So as well as being able to use his pollen gun to like absorb pollen and repollinate flowers, his pollen gun can also shoot enemies. Enemies being, of course, the natural enemies of the bees, the dragonflies, the hornets, the wasps. So if any of those come in my way, I will shoot them.
That's just nature.
Those are the enemies. Wouldn't it be like a frog or something?
No. That's wrong. Thanks
Dragonflies
for
do
trying.
hunt insects. That is, he is. The game is right. I can't argue its logic on this one.
I actually didn't know that was a real thing, but that makes sense now, if that's how the real world works.
Yeah, they are insectivores. They hunt.
I also have something on called Bee Vision right now. It lets me see things in infrared, which is maybe a thing that bees can do, but I'm actually not so sure about that one.
Oh, this is the next Call of Duty.
I will continue to give you actual bee facts that I guess I have. Yeah, they do have a different light spectrum than us.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's also a running theme
Effects.
here. That's sick. There's also a running theme here. Is the other main video game I run, other than the Bee movie game, which I love, is Mirror's Edge, the 2008-2009 parkour game. And that game has a lot of similarities with the Bee movie game, maybe surprisingly. In Mirror's Edge, you have runner vision, where you can see the world in sort of in colors, and that's how runners get around the city. In this game, you have bee vision, so that's one of many similarities I'll point out through the run. Collecting pollen now, so that's just sort of what I'm doing.
So Kyle, do you have any information?
No. You've got to save.
information.
I've
I guess.
I've written them. No, I appreciate that sort of transition. I've developed fun facts for them, for some of the slower parts of the run. And
I was about to say, this is a high energy part.
And the crazy thing is, they thought that this was the slow part of the run. This is the exciting part.
I was gonna pepper in just some more actual real life bee facts.
No. Please do.
Yeah, bees are technically not considered a bug. They are an insect.
There's a difference?
Yeah, there is. Bugs and insects are typically different. Bugs have like pincers on their mouths. Bees do not.
Oh.
They have like little straw mouths because they're fucking weird.
That's interesting. Well, now you know. I would
Is
also
this
like
part,
to
like,
tell you that I'm
part
doing
of the movie, like legitimately.
Yeah. So this is a famous sequence in the Bee movie where Barry gets stuck to a tennis ball, and they allow you to recreate it, where I can actually manipulate the tennis ball here, and I need to make sure Barry doesn't get slapped by a tennis racket. So I did a little 360 there. That was sick.
I love Challengers 2024 so much.
You beat me to it. I was gonna make the same joke.
My fiance saw Challengers, and she said there's a cool scene where the ball is the camera, and it's just like in the Bee movie game. And I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining it in a way I can understand.
Wow, you picked the right partner if they made that reference. That's for sure.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
So this sequence, as you can see, you think it's gonna end right here when he slams it, and it just keeps going. This sequence goes on longer than you think it should. And I really don't want to mess it up, because I will lose a lot of time if I do. Yeah, there's a lot of QTEs here I need to be careful about. I've got one hand on the mouse and another hand on my row at the top of my keyboard. And that's how I do the QTEs, so it's very intense. And this is actually genuinely exciting. This is the first section of the game where I have to avoid rain. I use a thing called Bee-reflex to make the raindrops go in slow motion. And then actually using Bee-reflex and this wall here, if I can do it correctly, I can get out of bounds. And it's absolutely zagging me right now. Let me try again.
Oh, let's go.
There we go.
There
Let's
it
go.
is.
This
Yeah,
is truly
let's go.
this is even more Mirror's Edge bullshit.
Yeah, in Mirror's Edge, you also have a slow motion mechanic. So we call this, I forget what they call it in the game. In Mirror's Edge, it's called reaction time. I think in this, it's called Bee-something. That wasn't very helpful. But it allows you to go slow motion and avoid raindrops. The other thing you'll see me doing is constantly barrel rolling. So the barrel roll isn't a mechanic that lets you use it in combat with hornets to like avoid them. But the cool, interesting thing is that barrel rolling diagonally is actually the fastest form of movement. There is a sprint button that's like supposedly fast, but barrel rolling diagonally is the fastest form of movement in the game. I call it the barrel roll edgewise exploit because you move edgewise or diagonal, otherwise known as being.
You should probably call it B-rolling.
That's also good.
Rolling. Wow.
That's also good. I mean, I'm considering a name change now. The other cool thing about barrel rolling is that while you're barrel rolling, your Bee-reflex doesn't go down. That's what it's called. It's called Bee-reflex. Your Bee-reflex doesn't go down. So it allows me to use Bee-reflex much, much longer than is intended. And I can use it to get through long stretches of rain out of bounds like I just did. Now the problem is that I gotta get back in bounds. And I need a human being for that. So these human beings have... perfect. Okay. They have umbrellas, which I can lock onto, and the lock-on mechanic ignores the collision, allows me to get back in bounds. So now I'm back in bounds, and as long as I don't get killed by this rain, which like I legitimately might, oh god, I'm at 1 health, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine.
Wow.
Totally chill, totally chill, totally chill. Something interesting has happened. I died right before I hit the cutscene, and now it will not let me skip the cutscene. This has... And I know this is a meme. Never happened before. But it's fine. I lost like 20 seconds there, but that's really interesting. I didn't know the game could do that.
Chat, BBGN said the thing.
I said the thing.
He said it. He said it.
I'm so sorry. This is the other sort of gameplay mechanic that's introduced in these open world mission sections, and that is what they call the irritation minigames. So I have to buzz in front of a person until their irritation meter fills all the way up. And once they get fully irritated, I'll have to do a quick time event to sort of finish the job. So what you're going to see, really what you're not going to see, is my arm just vibrating as I try to buzz around this person. I got to avoid their hits, but other than that, I'm just going to vibrate in front of them until their quick time event triggers. So if you see me just sort of moving my arm really fast off camera, that's what I'm doing, okay? Okay, glad we can all agree.
All right. Agreed.
There's three irritation minigames in this room. This is the second one. I've got to avoid her hit. It turns red when she's about to hit me, so I just got to dodge out of the way real quick. But yeah, that is... She has to stop and do the crossword here, of course. We've all been there when you see a good crossword hit. And then Ken gets smacked again.
That's me with Sudoku.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you find a good number in Sudoku, you cannot be expected to wait.
Yeah, no.
Right.
That's important.
It's the last one. I can sometimes get a 1 cycle on this guy. I call it a 1 cycle if I'm able to irritate him before he could swing once. No, this is what I'll call this is a 2 cycle. So it's a 2 cycle. That's okay. A 1 cycle is nice, but it just depends on the randomness of when he swings. And
somebody said Mr. Mosquito.
Somebody said what?
Absolutely. Mr. Mosquito. The game Mr. Mosquito.
The PS2 game? Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never played it, but I kind of want to.
You should. Never heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, so now that I've done 3 minigames and a mission, I'm back in the hive to do minigames again. So now you can probably start to see the general gameplay loop as you do X number of missions, X number of jobs or minigames. That unlocks a story mission, and then only once you complete all the story missions do we actually roll credits. So now I'm back in the hive, and in this section of the game, I have to do 3 minigames before I can proceed to the next mission. So the minigames at this point are actually pretty prescriptive. Not all of them are unlocked yet, so I only have a few options. And in fact, I basically have to do this minigame right here, and it's what we call the mechanic minigame. because you're a mechanic. It's kind of like car mechanic simulator if the mechanics were bees.
Do you want me to repeat my
I gotta say, there is a lot of vehicle reference in a beehive where every being inside of it should be able to fly.
You're not the first person to say that to me during this run, you know? And I just think, do you run everywhere? Like, do you sprint around everywhere you go?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But I also
Exactly.
don't
It's-
fly, so if I flew, I probably wouldn't drive.
Okay, you know, touche.
Yeah.
I think I still would.
Think you still would? Okay. I guess it
Driving's
depends
fun.
on how fast you fly, I guess, right?
Yeah.
If I could
I
fly,
just think
but
it'd be tiring.
It's a big hive.
that's true. There's a lot of factors. Yeah.
I mean, flying is not one of my top
You've got a
priorities
racing
for
job on standby. You
for,
can't go wrong with this one, sir. You won't be sorry.
superpowers. or
Oh, okay,
anything.
sure.
Unironically, this is the hardest minigame in the entire run. It's 30 seconds long. If I don't get a good power up here, I will lose. Okay, so I got a bee attacking. Okay, this guy's pushing me. That's good. Okay, if I don't... Okay, oil spill.
Oil
That's terrible.
slick. Yeah.
And he got speed boost. Okay, that's not great at
go.
all.
Okay.
I'm in
All
third
right.
place.
Oil spill again.
If I get another oil spill... Okay, I got the bee. Okay,
Okay,
I
there
can
we
maybe
go.
salvage this if I can snipe this guy.
Let's
Perfect.
go.
Okay.
Nice.
I need to win this minigame to proceed. So as long as no one snipes me, I should be good. I absolutely clutched up. There we go. First speed boost of the whole run. Goodness gracious. Okay, we did it. Thank God. That's a genuine reset point in the run. Okay, so that's race 2. And then race 3
Got a race outstanding.
is normally pretty easy. Thank you. It's usually pretty easy, but I could screw it up. And by screw it up, I mean get bad RNG. It happened last run I did in practice, so we'll see.
By the same car twice, this means you ain't doing well.
It's gonna be tight, guys. It's gonna be tight.
Blast off. He's in a tough scrape.
Okay, let's see what happens here. So first power up. This is crucial. This can determine a lot. Oil spill. Great.
Nice.
I think I actually got someone with the oil spill though, so that's okay. It's pretty intense. Speed boost. Okay, Pog for speed boost. Oh, another speed boost. Let's go.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay, we're
Let's
good. We're good.
go.
We're good. I don't want to call it too early, but we're good. So don't worry, guys. I know everyone was sweating in their seats. We're good. We're probably not going to fail this minigame and lose literally a minute. It's all chill. Another cool racing mechanic, I'll introduce this now while I'm saying, is if you do a drift, you actually gain a little bit of speed after the drift. So there's certain turns where you're going to see me try to intentionally do a drift. And then...
So it's just like Mario Kart.
So it's just like Mario Kart. Like right here, did not work. Did not get a drift. It's like a little random when I get the drift. I got a tiny speed boost there.
I was gonna say, is it easier or harder, like, than a Mario Kart?
It's a little bit easier, I would say. There's no drift button. I just need to start a turn while holding forward and then let go of forward and keep turning and I'll do a drift. So it's pretty easy. Okay, there we go. That's race 2. Race 3, mechanic 1. So with 3 miniguns down, we can proceed to the next story mission. So I'm gonna quit and reload once again to get myself back to Barry's house where the mission always triggers and then fly into his house. And the guy says the word mortgage. That's pretty funny. This is the second of, I think, just 2 flower minigames. But this one's tricky because there are enemies now. So I'm actually going to shoot some of them because they will yoink me. And I'm also going to use Bee Reflex here. Bee Reflex does not slow down the speed at which I can pollinate, but it does slow down the enemies. So I can kind of use it to like clutch up and have the enemies miss me. So I'm just going to mash it again once it refills. Perfect. Okay, and that's the most dangerous part right there. So I'm going to turn off Bee Reflex and head over to this section of the map to get these other sets of flowers. Always barrel rolling, of course. What would you call it? The B-roll? No, it wasn't that. What do you call it?
B-rolling. Yeah, B-rolling.
B-rolling? Oh, like a movie reference. I see.
Yeah.
B-rolling is good, actually.
Is this based on a movie or something?
No, they made a movie based off of the game, which is pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, the
cool.
B-movie
Yeah.
game movie.
That's true.
Oh, I should watch it.
There also is an unofficial parody musical on YouTube, which my friends watched and said was, quote, pretty good.
Whoa, it's pretty good.
All right, so that leads nicely into this fact. How do we feel about the movie? Generally
I
speaking.
mean, it's a
Don't know.
cinematic
Never seen it.
masterpiece.
Mm,
Okay, that's fair.
okay,
That's fair,
okay.
Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the movie of the year.
Of the year, if the year was 2007.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, what won Best Picture in 2007?
This movie was nominated, I believe, for a Golden Globe.
Was it really?
Yeah, Best Animated Movie, Golden Globe.
The Departed won Best Picture in 2007.
But
No.
it just barely beat
No,
the B movie.
animated. And what about animated? What about animated?
Best
Oh, that's a
animated
good
movie.
question.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Looks like
confident
here.
it wasn't the B movie, but I'm curious now.
Let's see. Hold on, I gotta specify.
Yeah, that was more
It's
annoying.
probably
to-
it's probably a Disney movie.
animated Happy Feet.
Happy Feet, yeah.
Oh, cinematic
Happy
masterpiece,
Feet?
Happy
Wow.
The
Feet.
only other nominated films were Cars and Monster House.
Cars didn't win?
Wait, it happened.
Cars
No,
did not win.
that's what I'm shocked about. Like Cars didn't
Right,
win
this-
over Happy Feet.
Yeah,
That's
Cars
crazy.
is a fantastic film. Life is a Highway is a fucking banger.
It's a banger. Oh, this is the part where I have to just absolutely murder some. I think these are hornets. They all kind of look the same, the enemies, but I'm gonna throw on my B vision and just like spam. I'm trying to shoot enemies that are closest to me. That's most optimal because my gun will refill once like the bullet actually hits. The pollen, rather, not bullets. I'm a B. I'm also gonna throw in some barrel rolls so they don't kill me. But yep, that's 25 dead. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that section's done, and then that leads nicely into another brain section, which again, I'm going to throw on my B reflex and barrel roll my way through, and then game's easy peasy every time. And I know everyone here, you replay the B movie game every year or so, I'm guessing, the people in chat, which, like any insane person.
B-roll.
Yeah.
B-roll. B-roll.
B-roll, I'm going to B-roll my way through. And when you replay it, feel free to use that trick.
Yes, please do. Also, this is
Okay.
not at all the point, but in
Yeah.
looking at Happy Feet, I have seen that it is directed by George Miller, which is the same person who does Mad Max, I think.
Holy shit, wait, really?
It says
That's
George Miller. I
crazy.
just don't know if they're the same George Miller, is what I'm trying
Oh,
to figure
I think there's a George T. Miller and a George Miller.
This one just
That's
says George
confusing.
Miller.
Dang.
This says George Miller, so
Holy shit, no, yeah, it's the same dude.
Well,
That's
the thing
wild.
is,
Strange.
I've watched Happy Feet recently, and I was like, I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I won't tell George
I don't
if
think
you
I've seen it.
So
Food delivery is a fast.
I'm going to do a food delivery minigame now. You kind of get the deal, right? I call this pizza because it looks like you're delivering pizza. This is kind of like Spider-Man 2 if Spider-Man 2 had bees.
pizza time.
Yeah, except it's got actually a pretty good soundtrack. It's not as good as the Spider-Man 2 theme, but like the soundtrack is kind of jazzy and smooth, and like all credit to them. They kind of nailed it. This minigame's actually a little bit interesting from a routing perspective because most minigames deposit you back at the minigame station at the end. This minigame, wherever you deliver your last pizza is where the minigame ends. So like, I deliver my last pizza right by the taxi here. So then it makes sense from a routing perspective for me to actually do a taxi, right? Because I have to do 6 minigames to proceed. I might as well do the minigames that are close by.
Job on standby. All right.
So I'm gonna do taxi 2 at this point. And it starts behind me. And also you might be able to hear, it's only in my right ear, but I think
Yep.
the way
Yeah.
GDQ does audio is that it's probably coming through your ears on both ears, because I think it gets converted to mono. I just missed the food delivery. I was so distracted by the sound glitch. But anyway, yeah, there's a sound glitch now. And this sound glitch is pretty notorious. It's probably the most common sound glitch. And I'm pretty confident this one won't go away, but we'll see. Can you hear that, guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, this is
Yeah. It's not excellent.
it's a go. I was about to say it was excellent, but
Yeah, it's not
guess I'm
excellent. It's
mistaken.
stupendous. You're right. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Gotta be one of my favorite sound glitches.
The
Can't
interesting
wait till
thing
they
is-
start overlapping.
One of my friends is a Tony Hawk speedrunner, and he was saying that we're not sure, but we think it's this sound effect or a very similar sound effect is also used in the Tony Hawk games. There's a trick where you pull out a pizza box, and like this sound effect plays on top of a squished pizza sound effect. So it's probably the same sound effect because again, it's the same studio that developed both games, but we're not sure. But we just made that connection this week when he was in chat, so that's kind of fun.
It's just wild to imagine like the same creators making this and that.
You gotta pay the bills, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of the developers of the game who's actually in the credits. Like, I'm pretty sure we verified this. Unless he was really trying to see me in the YouTube comments. But anyway, he commented on my world record speedrun for this game. And he said, like, hi, I was the audio engineer. I worked on the engine for the audio. And it's probably my fault that sound glitches happen, but I'm going to blame the programmers for making an infinitely looping sound effect and coding it that way. So in this chat, we blame the programmers. So that's fun. Right. And he also mentioned in the comment that they were working like 80-hour weeks during the development of B-movie game. So as much as I like to clown on the game, I'm not going to clown on the hardworking devs who put a lot of time, effort, and love into what is ostensibly a pretty silly game.
For sure. But also, developers, don't crunch your employees.
I'd love that.
Yeah, we would all love that. We'll wait a little longer. Don't crunch them.
I'm going to the garage, baby, and I'm buying a new car. This car is called the Bigfoot GT.
Ooh, nice car.
And I don't know if it's going to be obvious to you, but this car is so fast. It's so much faster than the standard cars and so much faster than the pizza delivery bike. And in fact, it's so fast that it's worth detouring there and grabbing it, just so the rest of the run I can drive this bad boy around whenever possible.
I mean, it's got flames on the side. How could it not be faster?
Yeah,
I saw those tubes, those exhaust tubes.
There are faster cars in the garage.
sick.
I simply cannot afford them, and then there's never a chance to buy them optimally in the route. So unfortunately, they're just too expensive. I never can afford them unless I use a cheat code, which we don't allow in the run, right? So anyway, you're going to see the Bigfoot GT quite a bit. I don't know why it's called the Bigfoot GT. Maybe because it's shaped vaguely like a foot. I have not figured that out yet.
I got nothing.
Is there a cheat code percent for this game?
A what percent?
A cheat code percent.
I've never done it. The only cheat codes we ever found, and I had someone like dig into the memory for me. The only cheat codes we found were cheat codes about getting more money. So like maybe a cheat code for money would be optimal for buying the fastest car, but it would only be a few seconds faster. So I don't think it'd actually be like, it wouldn't be that exciting. This is a new minigame. Sorry, go ahead.
There is built-in cheat codes, like you can enter them.
Yeah, you just have to like walk around it's like a bunch of directional keys while you're in the hive, and it'll spawn you money. You can look them up. They're on like, if you look up B-movie game cheat codes, they'll come up. Yeah. This is the crane minigame. It's pretty intense. I have to collect these things with my crane. It's kind of like... Anyway, that's over.
Dave and Buster's claw machine?
He couldn't even come up with the name.
I'm going to save a quick reload and get myself back to the hive. And the reason I'm doing that is because, I gotta go. My Bigfoot's in my personal garage now. Let me grab it here. I gotta drive to the races. The next fastest mini games here are races 4, 5, and 6, and they're pretty close by. So now it's a pretty convenient time to do them. So I've routed them in for this point in the run. And I think one of these races is pretty hard. The sound glitch, by the way, those astute listeners may have noticed, it did not go away. So it's going to be here with us for the rest of the run. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Is it tied to save file?
It's tied to the game being open.
Okay, so like if you completely alt F4.
If I alt F4 and reloaded the game, which would be suboptimal, I could get rid of it. But I'm a true blue speedrunner, and I would never do that. I just got bees. Are you kidding me? That's the worst thing. You're technically not supposed to be able to get the bee power up in first place, but this course, you can see it's sort of like vertical, like you drive up and you drive down, and the game is programmed, in this case, not very well, so it doesn't know if I'm in first or last place sometimes, and therefore, sometimes, even though I'm in first, I will get the power for the guy in last place. So that's unfortunate. And also, I'm not winning the race right now, which is very bad. And okay, I got some bees, so that might actually zag him. Nope, it missed. Okay, if I don't get good RNG, I'm gonna lose like 2 minutes here. So we'll see.
And also, as a follow-up, you bought a new car that you can't use in races?
No, in the race, you have to use the stock race car. That guy got stuck on the collision. That's a shame. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
That was sick.
Oh.
That was, if I may
Nice.
say so, sick. And I'm taking tighter lines than
yeah.
this fool.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, he's
you love to
he's
see.
screwed now. He
Wild
cannot beat me.
lines.
If I can get him with the oil slick, that'll definitely. I got him with the oil slick. Let's go.
Oh, it's
oil
over.
slick actually coming in clutch. It's Jover for him. It's Bover. That wasn't anything, right, guys?
I think that was something.
That was something. Okay.
In my heart of hearts, you know.
Yeah, I mean, deep down, it was something. I gotta avoid now. I don't even know if that's my oil slick or someone else's, but someone left an oil slick. It's not oil, it's honey. I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. It's a honey slick.
I was
What am I
going to
saying?
ask about it, but I was like, I don't know.
No, it's a honey slick. I mean, of course it is, right?
Would they waste
That-
their honey on a simple race like this? Depends on
Yeah,
how much they
Seemingly
value it.
so.
I mean, keep in mind that the game positions this part of the game as like Barry doing jobs to further the hive, and he is just racing around a loop through the honey factory. I'm not sure what this contributes to the bee economy, but certainly something. Yeah,
Marketing?
I got nothing. Marketing.
I was gonna say, I
We got
was
the
gonna think of
fastest
something,
bee.
but
We got the
Bees do
fastest
need to
bee
be
in our
entertained.
hive. Yeah.
Yeah, I've played enough Civ to know that you got to keep your entertainment up in your cities. You
That's
know.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, for sure.
The hunt is on.
This is a cool part of the game. This is a new type of race called waypoint races, where the route itself is not so prescriptive. I just have to get from waypoint to waypoint. Pretty cool, right? This is innovative. No one's ever thought of this before.
No.
What's actually
So if you were-
amazing about waypoints, sorry to cut you off, you can. What's amazing about waypoints is that the bee AI is stupid, and they don't know that if you just turn around, it's actually faster than going the default way that they go. So that's awesome, is I can usually win this one pretty much no problem. Anyway, what were you gonna say? I'm so sorry.
no, that's fine. I was gonna say, if you were playing casually, can you choose what color car you want, or is it always red?
No, you cannot. I've
Oh,
never.
okay.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could though? Because all these other guys have these cool colored cars, and look at me on my my normal red car. It's fine. It's a good color, but it's not. I don't know. I'd love some customization options. You can choose your costume for Barry.
Ah.
It costs money, which you get from doing minigames and stuff. But it's suboptimal. It doesn't save any time, so I typically don't do it. But like, if
But
we
you
want to
could
be,
look
if
cool.
we want to be a little bad, I can go get a costume.
You could look cool.
I could look cool. This is
Will you-
race 6, and I might lose this, but we'll see.
When you said it costs money, for a second, I really thought you meant real life money. I was
no,
like,
thank-
wow, this game had DLC? Incredible.
No. It costs bee money from doing bee minigames.
Yeah.
If you weigh like time as money, it costs that too. So like a little bit.
By that metric, though, if we're counting time as money, I put a lot of hours into routing and playing the bee movie game. I'm a broke guy by that metric.
Or rich, depending on how you look at it.
Or rich. Very true. For those who have been counting, that is 6 minigames. The necessary number of minigames to unlock the next story mission, which is over here by Barry's house once again. For those who have seen the Bee movie, you're going to recognize a lot of these iconic scenes, including this sword fight with this man whose name I do not remember. Do not even know if he has a name. But this is pretty intense. He's gonna stab at me with his little, what do you call, tack? Pin?
Thumbtack, yeah.
Yeah, and I just have to avoid it, which is pretty tough. So,
What's up with this hat? Oh,
it's backwards, because he's cool.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I didn't know what the like patch on the back was. I don't know what I'm
It's
looking at.
backwards because he's cool.
That is, and he is cool.
You'll notice that I got swiped there, and that's because I'm bad at the game, but it's okay. This is crucial. I really don't want to mess this up, otherwise, if I mess up this QTE, he will have to swing at me 10 more times to trigger the next QTE, so I'm going to try not to do that. The guy who competed with me for world record a few years ago, he was pretty darn good at the game, but notoriously bad at the quick time events. So that's sort of my main advantage as a speedrunner, is that I'm cracked at quick time events.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty sick. The other thing about this mission is that I actually want to get hit at least once, so I'm gonna let him hit me here. Just wanted to let you know that I'm fantastic at the video game, and I did that on purpose. The reason I do it on purpose is because if I don't get hit, the game will. There are these things called medals in the game. If you were playing on like Xbox 360 and you were trying to get all the achievements, you'd have to get all the medals. And one of the medals in this game is linked to doing this fight damageless, which like by itself is fine. But if you get the medal for doing this fight damageless, it appears at the bottom of your screen during the next mission. And it actually blocks the QuickTime event, so I cannot see which number I'm supposed to do.
God.
So like, and I will lose like a minute if I fail the QuickTime event. So it's optimal for me to get hit here so I can like do the QTEs. So it's a little bit less swag, but
What a
Lock
good
the
game.
QTE.
yeah.
Is it random for the QTEs?
Yes, it might not be,
Oh.
but there's like 100 in the game, so I don't have them memorized.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's random though. I've never checked. You can check. I'm not gonna check.
I will not
could.
check. I promise you that.
Everyone
That's
bust
fair.
out
I
their
won't either.
copies of the Bee movie game at home and make sure you check.
Yeah, which of course, I don't know if you can see them. I do have two copies of the B-Movie game behind me. One for Xbox 360 and one for PC, CD-ROM. I also have a copy of the B-Movie behind me. I have another copy of the B-Movie game in storage for the Wii, but it's in storage because I just moved, so oh well.
I thought it was for safekeeping, making sure it's the freshest copy you can.
That's fair,
can
because it's going to be worth more than gold someday, I'd say.
Yeah, billions, if you will.
That's good, dude.
Ooh.
That's really funny, dude.
Yeah.
Now's a good time as any to explain the version differences. Ooh.
Yes.
So this is a non-rail section, and also the textures are really good. And the reason the textures are really good is because I'm playing on the lowest textures to save time on loading, but also because it's a game developed in way long ago. So anyway, enjoy the bad textures and the auto scroller, but version differences. So you might have noticed this in a lot of different licensed games, but a lot of licensed games that released around this time, what the publishing company would do is they would hire different developers to develop different versions of the game for different platforms. And this is a pretty common practice at this time, where you'd have like one version that released for Nintendo DS developed by one person, and you'd have another version developed by Beenox, and that would release on Xbox 360 and PC. And you have another version for the Wii developed by a different developer. And all of them, you can tell they all got the same basic outline from the publishing company, in the sense that the game is similar, but they're ostensibly different games, all based on the B-Movie, right? I know like Shrek also does this for some of their games, and there's probably several other examples you can think
Yeah,
of.
the last one we were just talking about, Bug's Life does the same thing.
Exactly. It's a very common practice at the time, and I think it's uber weird that you wouldn't just port the game, but I guess that was cheaper back then to do it this way. The DS version is, I think, the shortest, if I remember right. Actually, the Wii version is the shortest. It's like 30 minutes, the world record. And then the DS version is like an hour, and the version I'm playing is like 2 hours. So
Well, now
that's why this run takes so long.
Now this begs the question: isn't the DS world record technically 1 second?
Oh, that's an excellent point and leads to an excellent story. So
Yes.
you're probably, I know it transitions levelly into another question I bet you're asking, which is why on God's green earth are you speedrunning the B-Movie game? Well,
I am wondering that.
years ago, me and all my Mirror's Edge friends, the main speedrun game I said I play, all thought it'd be pretty darn funny if we all played the B-Movie game and we did a blind race. At the time, speedrun.com was pretty new and no speedrun leaderboard existed for this game yet. So we knew that whoever beat the game fastest in our blind run would have the world record, TM. So we all did a run, and I knew you won't believe this, I won the race.
Shocking.
I just absolutely stumbled my way through the game in like 4 hours, and some of the other people didn't finish. Some people took like 6 hours because we didn't know how many mini games we had to do. We didn't know the optimal route. It was terrible. Fun. It was awesome. We loved doing it.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I finished the B-Movie game. I did another run. I got a better world record, and I've improved it over the years. But at that same time, when I requested a speedrun.com leaderboard for this game, I realized that, well, if I'm requesting one for this game, I should probably request another for the DS version. And I decided to use the same rule set across PC and DS. So for PC, we time when you get to the credits. For DS, we also time when you get to the credits. What I didn't realize, being a person who's never played the DS version, is that there's a credits button on the main menu. So some cheeky guy hit start game, and then hit credits and said, "This is world record." And gosh darn it, he was right. It was world record. So I approved it, and I made a separate category called any % credits warp, and that currently exists on speedrun.com to this day. If you go to the B Movie Game DS leaderboard, you will find the credits warp speedrun, and I think there is like a 300-way tie for world record right now of 1 second speedruns. You too could go get it. Yeah.
That's free.
That's a free world record. Yeah, some guy a few years ago requested that I add milliseconds to the leaderboard, and you can find the forum post. I responded and said, that would be less funny, so I haven't done that.
True. It would be less funny.
There's I think that's Eddie Murphy's character that just cameoed there. He's not in the game, so that's why he doesn't say anything, but he quickly comes by, so that's cool. Just a fun B-movie fact for you. And we are basically done with this section. Once I get sucked into this truck horn, move on to the next mission. And there we go. So now we are at the beekeeper section. And what I need to do is I need to fly over here to this beekeeper here first. This is a portion of the game where you're starting to prepare for the court case that you're going to eventually go against the humans with. And you want evidence for that court case. So I'm going to take a picture of this beekeeper smothering the bees with smoke. There's actually 5 pictures I need to grab. These are all, again, going to be evidence for the eventual court case I lay against the humans. If you've seen the plot of the Bee movie, this is also in the plot of the Bee movie. Here's another picture of an apiary box. These pictures are not random. I know exactly where they are. It's just that first picture is on a cycle, and I need to take a picture during the cycle or I'll lose like 30 seconds. So I make sure to get that picture first before the cycle gets bad.
Gotcha.
Every once in a while, I forget that the sound is looping.
I
and just
tuned it
kind of
out.
like tune it out.
No,
Yeah,
for sure.
And then I remember.
Yeah.
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 Perfect game.
I thought I got this picture, but it's saying I didn't. Oh, I soft locked. Let me return to Hive. That's fine. It's not terrible. And just redo this.
And we're back. Barry, tell us.
Okay, cool.
Barry, tell us.
Okay, so now I need to activate B reflex because as you can see, that guy is doing his cycle right now. I need to get over there right now before his cycle ends, or I will lose like 30 seconds. So I'm using B reflex to keep him in the animation as long as I can, and then maybe I'll get this if it's gonna be really tight.
Say cheese. Smile and
Okay, we got it.
Nice.
Let's go.
The reason I soft locked is because there's a little Barry needs to like talk to his friend on the phone through his intercom before these pictures trigger, and I didn't let him do that. I went too fast, basically, and the game soft
Too
locked.
good of a speedrunner.
Yeah, so I forgot about
but
that. I'm supposed to know that. I'm supposed to know that. That's on me. As I should have known that you could soft lock there. I avoid it usually, but I got distracted by my excellent commentary and banter with my good friends. So that's okay. It's only like, I lost like 45 seconds. Not the end of the world. I was a little bit afraid for a second there. It was going to make me replay the entire Streets of New York mission. I was not confident. I was not confident that they weren't going to make me do that, but it's chill. We don't have to redo that, so don't even sweat it. This is the last picture. And then we can move on to the next part of this mission, which is fighting the wasps. Hornets? I think these are wasps. No, maybe they're dragonflies. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
I can't tell.
There's a little icon in the top right corner if anyone wants to suss that out.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Does that look like a dragonfly to you?
No.
No. Fair enough.
I'm going hornets.
This whole gimmick here is that I need to defend these little hives, these apiary boxes. There's no consequence if they die. But I would just like to. Yeah, it's not like there's like moral routes through this game. It's fine if I let them die. It's not like there's an evil route. Like, it's chill, but
this isn't protecting the good ending.
No, you don't need to sweat
ending runs. Okay.
There is a medal, I think, if you don't let any boxes die, but I don't really care if I do or don't get that medal. And now we're fighting the beekeeper, and this is the last stage of this mission. He does a few sprays of his little gun, his smoke gun. The Smoke is green for some gross reason. It looks like farts. It's pretty funny. I definitely could have got the 1 cycle there, but I played it safe. Shame. We can just appreciate this great animation. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, do we know if the dialogue for the game is original, or is this just using clips from the movie itself?
I think there's original dialogue because there's clips here. The actual premise of this game is that Barry is on a talk show, like reliving the events of the Bee movie. So like, there's actually clips. You can kind of see them with Jeanette Chung and her male companion, whose name doesn't trigger during the first 2 seconds of cutscene, so I don't know what it is. But those two characters will like periodically be chatting to Barry before we jump into missions. So like, that's the premise of the game, right? Is that Barry is talking about the game. So I don't know why that would have happened during the movie, which makes me think that there is original dialogue being recorded. I don't know how much, but at least some. This is the last irritation minigame here. If I can just, I'm like moving my mouse as quickly as I can here. I got 2 1 cycles there. That was kind of sick, actually.
Nice.
Hog. And we're almost done here. What do I do after this? I have a minigame sheet on my other monitor. And I need to do, okay, I got it all figured out. They're talking their talk show. Oh, darn, my Bigfoot GT isn't here. Let me look around. Sometimes the Bigfoot GT will follow you around. It will spawn at this location. Looks like it didn't spawn here today. That's a shame.
So you'll just steal a car? Cool.
I'll steal, like I said, this is Grand Theft Auto. So,
Yeah.
you can steal any car in the game. There's only 5 cars, I think. But you could steal any of them. This is another instance where the routing kind of screws me over. I have to do a minigame that you haven't seen yet called Drafter. And to do that minigame, I have to go down the Hunex elevator. And you'll notice that my whole route is optimized to avoid the Hunex elevator because there's this long strip I need to drive down, and the elevator itself is a slow cutscene. And generally, I do not want to be going up and down the Hunex elevator very many times in the run. So I've optimized the route to avoid that as much as possible, but at this point in the run, I have no choice. I need to do the Hunex elevator to do this mission at this point. So once I do this mission, it's going to unlock all the other minigames again. And then I can do some optimal minigames, but for now, we're going to do Drafter. Drafter's sick. It's my favorite minigame.
Got a honey drafter job pending. On to adventure.
Yeah, what is like so this is your number 1. What is like your least favorite minigame?
I like my least favorite. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, race is sometimes my least favorite from a speed perspective because it's the only minigame I've ever failed. Like I can lose 2 minutes to bad race RNG.
That's inconsistent.
But like it's fun. Like it's actually like you have to like use your brain a little bit, so that's fun. I don't know what my favorite is. It might be, oh my gosh, really? That's maybe the worst RNG I've ever gotten. Is that real? Oh my goodness. Okay. Folks, I have to explain a new mechanic to you.
Okay.
These are J-gate calls. This is the worst RNG I've ever gotten for J-gate. J-gate is I can't even get the Bigfoot. J-gate is a random event that will happen during certain sets of minigame run-throughs. So I mentioned you have to do 6 minigames to unlock the next mission. And during this chunk of 6 minigames, always, at some point during the minigames, something called J-gate will get triggered, where all the minigames will shut down. I need to rush to the front of the hive and defend it from some threat. In this case, it's, I think, these are, I don't know which ones these are. I think these are the dragonflies, actually.
These look like
those
them,
look like dragonflies.
So these are dragonflies. And it can be really inconvenient to get a J-gate call. Because, like I mentioned, I'm trying to avoid going down the Hunex elevator as much as possible, right? But I was already down there. And I was going to do more minigames down there. But now I got a J-gate call. I'm back at the front of the hive. And now I need to go back down the Hunex elevator to finish all the minigames I was supposed to do down there. I do have a route contingency for, like, if I only do some of the minigames I was supposed to do, I can fill in with other minigames that would be more optimal. But that is the worst possible RNG. I got a J-gate call as early as possible. So at this point, the optimal thing is to actually go back down there and do honeycomb for a little bit. And it's just unfortunate. I just lost probably 5 minutes to world record there. I think, because of all the driving. something like that. It might be closer to 3 or 4, but it's like I just lost minutes. Like world record is not possible now. I don't think.
That is severe. Jeez.
Yeah, so I know what you were thinking. You were thinking the B-movie game is an excellent speed run. I so far have not seen any flaws in it. I think all the mini games are cool and fun. And just in case you thought this is the kind of game I want to speed run, I do want to warn you there is RNG. So that's the only thing that makes this a bad speed run, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that is the only thing that makes this a bad speedrun.
Yep, you can quote me on that.
Yeah.
And this is now the new mini game I have to do. It's called Honeycomb. You've seen Honeycomb, actually. We did Honeycomb right at the beginning of the run. Honeycomb is the most, other than race, it's probably the most random minigame. Because it depends when the honeycombs fall, and then if they fall, it depends if they fall into my pipe or if they fall in a way that's impossible. So, yeah, we're just gonna collect 15 plus 25 plus 30, like 70 honeycombs right now. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everyone's day going?
My day's all right, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna do some trivia, but we have just talked about the first two, so I'll hit you with a little bit of trivia.
Okay, I prepared some
trivia
trivia questions for Steve, because Steve, as you mentioned in the beginning, hasn't seen the B-movie in a while. So we have some B-movie trivia that Kyle's going to read off for you.
Yeah, as the expert in the B-movie,
Right.
I figure it makes sense for me to read them off.
Oh,
So our first was who plays Barry B. Benson, but that's obviously been covered early on.
Who plays him, Steve?
Yeah,
Jerry Seinfeld?
Jerry
There you
Seinfeld,
go.
that's correct. Good job. Good job.
correct. Nice. True or false? The B-movie was nominated for a 2008 Golden Globe.
And I think that was the answer. Yes, it was.
Yeah, yeah. It should have been nominated for an Oscar, but you know,
The Academy's
Rob.
rigged.
perhaps
Rob.
yeah, truly rigged to Happy Feet, which is still again wild that Cars did not win.
Speaking of Jerry Seinfeld movies, I'm sorry, has everyone seen Unfrosted, the Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tart
I
mockumentary?
have not watched it yet, no.
I have not either.
It's objectively a bad movie, but I really like it. Anyway.
I can get
Is it
behind
at least
that.
like funny bad, or is it just like
No, it's just like nonsense. Like it's not
Okay.
like there's no substance to it, and that's exactly what I look for in a Jerry Seinfeld movie. So like I'm perfectly happy with
You've
it.
gone two for two.
That's how I felt about the Weird, the El Yankovic story. It's just
Yes,
like
yes.
he promoted it as like the best movie ever that was serious, but it wasn't.
That's the same vibe, Steve. You perfectly understand it. But yeah, I'd recommend watching it if you're a fan of the B movie.
all right? Yeah. So I guess we'll go into the third question. This one is kind of mind blowing. How many man hours went into animating the B movie? I'll give you a multiple choice on this one.
Okay.
100,000, 500,000, 750,000, or 1 million man hours.
I'm going to go with
Goodness me. There's so many honeycombs. Sorry. Go ahead.
750.
That would be incorrect. It took 4 years to make the B movie and 1 million man hours to animate it. With an
I mean,
estimated.
I just thought that was too much. Like,
Yeah, no. With an estimated 25 million render hours used over the course of production, that is 5 times more than the original Shrek movie. That is from animatedviews.com B movie fun facts.
Wow.
Which is I don't know what that says about anything, but that's too many.
Yeah, I don't know how to extrapolate that into like something insightful, but thank you for that fun fact. I just clutched up and got 2 honeycombs. That was sick.
Hell yeah, that's sick as hell.
Yeah, it's exciting speed stuff happening on screen.
Truly exciting.
Is that all the trivia, or do you have one more?
I have some more if we want to just
You know, we
rip
can
through
save
them.
it. We can save it. We're about to finish
Yeah, I
honeycombs,
figure
so
we can
I just
save.
missed so many honeycombs. But I only need one more, so we're chill. We're chill.
I don't believe this is one of the.
Okay, we're done
This
with.
is
Sorry.
yeah, this is not one of the questions. What do you think the B movie has on IMDb out of 10 stars?
Oh
11.
man. I'm going to guess a. Honestly, surprisingly, I'm going to say a 6.
A 6.
I was gonna say 5.7. So
We got a 5.7. BBGN, do you want to take a guess that isn't your 11?
Like a
Or
6.1.
do you want to stick with
6.1.
It is a 6.1. That's pretty impressive.
oh my gosh, BBGN
Yeah, I mean-
absolutely tapped in right now.
I think
yeah.
we all knew that would happen, right? Like in our heart of hearts. I gotta do 2 more mechanic mini games. Y'all seen this one. I don't have much more to explain. I don't know. This is another instance where you've asked me a few times. Is this like random, like the QTEs? I don't know. I've never checked, but you always have to do certain QTEs. There's like a few different QTEs you can do. Some of them are fast, some of them are slow. I don't know if they're the same across runs. I always spawned in a bad place here. But these car mechanics things are still pretty fast, assuming you get the best QTEs, or maybe the QTEs are standard. I don't know. Anyway, I've got one more mechanic job to do, and then we can get back to the missions. For those who have been counting.
Missions or minigames?
One more. Man, you know, it's hard to talk and play video games at the same time. I've got one more mini game, and then once I finish this last mini game, I'll have done 6 mini games, which will unlock the next set of missions. If I can keep my nomenclature consistent.
There it is.
Yeah, it's tough out here. It's tough out here. Barry's fixing. You'll notice for every mechanic mini game, like as the mechanic mini games go up, he just has to fix an additional car. So like it scales pretty linearly the amount of time it takes to do mechanic job. It's just like additional 30. It's 30 seconds per car on average. I've timed it out to be. So usually around like 3 or 4 mechanic jobs, it stops being optimal. Speaking of which, you might notice that I speak very confidently about all the mini games, and that's because I have a spreadsheet that actually my boys have open, and I don't have open right now. But I have a spreadsheet where we timed every single mini game for the purpose of theory crafting the route. So if anyone is ever curious, it's linked on our speedrun.com page. You can see exactly how long every mini game takes to finish optimally.
Yeah, it's interesting. He gave it to me too.
Yeah, it gave me something to do over... I don't know if that was a pandemic thing. It might have been. To be honest, I forget.
That feels very pandemic thing.
It does feel very pandemic thing. There's another runner of this game called Instigator. I mean, there have been a few runners over the years. There's a guy who came in... I got like a 2-hour and 40-minute speed run in the wake of my first blind run. And then after that, I let it sit for a few years until a guy who does tons of licensed games came in and got like a 230-something. So I did a full reroute to try to make things more optimal. And I got like a 220. That stood for a few years until this runner I mentioned, Instigator, came in. And he actually pushed the game pretty far. He found that him and another guy found that out of bounds skip I showed at the beginning. And then furthermore, he was the one who sort of suggested like, hey, let's start timing things, which is a pretty wild concept. So that's why we timed all the mini games. We timed out some of the driving. And that's when we discovered that buying the car is optimal. That was probably when the B-movie game like actually became optimal, was a few years ago, like 3 years ago, when Instigator came into the scene. And we fought for world record for a while, and I ended up with like a 2:03, which is the current world record. 2 hours, 3 minutes. So sub 2 seems like it is theoretically possible. It would just require amazing J-gate luck, and then also really good race RNG. And until we figure out how to manipulate that stuff, it seems like it's going to be... I probably need to do like 50 to 100 runs, and they're each 2 hours, so it'd be a lot of man hours. I haven't grinded for it yet. Maybe someday I will. He said, pessimistically. This guy's cool. This is my favorite NPC in the game, is Hot Dog Guy. He like sort of squeezes this ketchup a little bit, and then when he realizes he doesn't get Barry, he just starts absolutely running through the street like any sane person would.
Is he like? Is he like? He should race using Bolt at this point.
He's so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Does Barry P. Benson have like a height limit that he can fly at? Because I notice he just usually runs away from his problems in a straight line instead of going up.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I don't know. I know that bees can't fly in rain. Bees can't fly in rain. He says that in the movie several times, and that's why I have to use bee reflex. I don't know if he has a height limit. Presumably, he is beholden to the same atmospheric laws as us humans. But I will say that in game, right? Like when I can control Barry, if I fly too high up, he will just. Oh, I got a new sound glitch. He's saying, "Hey, this is easy on repeat." That's fun. They're stacked. I don't know if you thought this. I wasn't sure if I made this clear. The sound glitches can stack. So I now have 2 stacked on top of each other. I have Pizza Whip in my right ear, and then I have, "Hey, this is easy" in both ears, I think.
He's just reminding you that this is, an easy speed run. You got this. He's just being very reassuring.
He's being very supportive.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and
Jerry.
that's what we're looking for.
Thanks, Jerry.
Love
you, Jerry. Say it back.
Thanks, Jerry.
He'll say it back eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the part where Barry... This is actually really interesting. Barry gets launched into the sewers here. And this is the only time a sewer section appears in the game. Like, there's these assets that were clearly built and, like, these pipes. And it makes me wonder if there was, like, a cut level or something. Because that's, like, a 9-second sequence that they did all that rendering and texturing for. Where there are other parts of the game where, like, it's very clear that... You might notice, for example, this is the second time we've gone through the streets of New York. Very clear asset reuse. In respect to the devs, they're hustling. But so interesting that in the wake of that, there's still sections like the sewer. You know what I mean? I always found that so interesting.
Yeah, and it's not even like a story beat. It's just you happen to be in a sewer. Like the apiary kind of had to go there.
Exactly. I have to do an irritation minigame. This is also another one of my favorite NPCs because he makes fun French noises. He goes, "No, we do not do takeout." That's how he says it. Also, he's going to say my tip receiving hand. It's very funny. Wait, he'll say it.
I'd like to get that in a sound glitch. Can we get that on loop?
I've tried, I've tried. This is another part of the game where the gameplay thing here is, of course, I'm flying around, but I'm also getting pictures of evidence for, again, my eventual trial against the humans.
Okay, how do I see them?
Oh, this is a good bit of original Jerry dialogue.
What they're saying without being spotted.
Remember my uncle?
The one who dated the cricket?
No, the other one. Remember, he always said, if you don't like the odds, kid, change the game.
So true. So true.
That's
so true. Right, guys? If you don't like the odds, kid, change the game. Write that down. Write that
So
down.
simple.
I've got to irritate this old man soup so I can proceed with the game. This guy, man, is clutch because he has the slowest swing in the world. It's so telegraphed. I love him. He does a little book toss here. I know all of these guys' animations, and in my head, I sort of have them ranked. But I don't often get to elaborate on it because I have to focus on hitting the QTEs.
Yeah, I'd like an official tier list of them
Someday. I think I'm going to make a video one day where I try to 100% the B-movie game. With some good old-fashioned capital C content, but we'll see. This is actually a cool little skip. You're supposed to use... You can see these little, like, wind thingies sort of above me. You're supposed to use these to avoid Mr. Montgomery's, like, detection box, because this is like a stealth mission. I'm going to try to avoid them in a little skip here. If all goes well, I can throw on some B reflex and get into this wind right here, and that'll immediately just throw me into the last cutscene, instead of having to ride the wind all the way around the level. That is optimal.
Nice.
Yeah. Another bit of B reflex. This is the clearest abuse of B rolling to get you further than you're supposed to. And I'm taking way too much damage. Hopefully the water stops getting in my way. But if all goes well here, I should be able to get all the way to that trash can on 1B reflex, which is like so much further. I absolutely need to go higher. I need to go higher, otherwise I'll get hit by a car. Oh, we're very close. Okay, we're fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Close.
Sick. High octane gameplay, as usual. This is actually not a skip. This is just like the game, but I didn't realize this until I came back like that final time for my world record contest with Instigator, is that there's a little pipe here tucked away in the corner, and this is the fastest way through the level. It lets you skip like going all the way around the building. So the game literally put a shortcut for me here. I like to think that this wasn't here and they dropped it as a patch, but I have no evidence to prove that, and it's also unlikely. I have to fly above the cars, otherwise the cars will one-hit KO me. So that's why I do that. I got killed by a car the other day. That was unfortunate.
Happens,
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of missions in a row here, you might be noticing.
To find the access codes, I've got to get into their computer.
I don't have anything else to comment. It's just there's a lot of story happening at this stage.
He's got a cool new fit.
Yeah, Barry is quite literally the fly on the wall. He's infiltrating Mr. Montgomery's office. Mr. Montgomery, for those who haven't seen the movie, is the big lawyer man who is orchestrating the case against the bees. So he's a bad guy. We've been following him around. We just took some pictures of his office for evidence. And now we are going to go to his office and take a picture of the passcode for his safe. It's scattered across 3 different computers for safekeeping. And that's a partial code acquired from this first computer. I had to distract that man by turning on his, what do you call it, shredder? Turn on his shredder.
So.
Yeah.
And that's the first of 3 partial codes acquired. The second partial code is over here by this man who, I've said this word a few times, but this is the goated NPC. Not goated in the sense that he is like funny. He's goated in the sense that he has the best swing. His swing is really fast, and he requires 2 irritation minigames to take down. Most NPCs only require 1, so this guy is twice as tough as all those other normal folks. So that's
Powerful.
That's the first irritation minigame. And now this one, this guy has absolutely no telegraph for the swing. It just comes out immediately. He's so powerful. And I can only get a 3 cycle usually, yeah. Now round 2, he pulls out the fly swatter because he thinks I'm a fly. Little does he know, I'm a bee.
So 1 set
And then
of
he
wings
blots
bees,
himself,
2 sets.
blots himself so I can McDonald's him real quick with his coffee.
Oh.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's a Seinfeld reference.
Exactly. I haven't seen Seinfeld.
It's good. It's good.
It's probably good. It's just
Also
really
a
long.
real life reference.
Is the code different each time, or is it the same thing?
It's the same code, but the game won't let me proceed. I've tried a few times to see if I can skip this somehow, and I've not figured it out yet.
What is the code?
Something 39 something. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. You don't actually enter the code. It's just like a cutscene will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a cutscene just like triggers. This is kind of a cool skip. When you lock on, you can get through walls. So I'm gonna get through this PC by clipping through the wall here, and then also clip through the floor here to turn on his keyboard. Pretty sick.
Whoa.
Saves like a second.
That is sick. That is sick.
Yeah.
8990.
Okay, now that I have all 3 partial codes, this cutscene will now trigger where I open his safe, which of course is hidden behind a painting of him.
An awful painting of him, by the way.
It's really not great.
In a
Admittedly.
completely different art style than the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
Unless that's just the low-res textures that I've only seen this game in.
I'm really not sure. Yeah, it's probably a render from the movie, right? Which is probably why it looks so
Yeah.
different.
That's my assumption.
This is interesting. Sometimes, like, infinite enemy spawn, you just have to kill, like, 25. This is interesting because there are only 25 enemies in the room. They're actually going to see me, like, look at the radar in the bottom right corner pretty religiously. I want to make sure I get all the enemies before I move on to the next sort of zone. I think I did that pretty optimally, actually. I think I got them all. Oh, no, there's one more somewhere. There he is.
Do the enemies also have a gun, or are they just trying to hit you?
Oh, no, they got a gun. They got a
Okay.
gun, for sure. And so that's done. So now I am going to do Mechanic 4. Okay, last mechanic. This is the last optimal mechanic. So we're not going to do mechanic anymore after this. But at least you'll get a little bit of mechanic in your life.
I was really hoping I'd get to see mechanic.
I know
again.
you were thinking, I really wish Barry Bee-17 would fix 4 more cars for me. And you're in
It
the
was. Yes. Nice.
Pog. Truly Pog.
Truly a Poggers Fortnite moment.
Yeah. There's no battle royale mechanic in this game. Otherwise, I would make a joke about Fortnite, but with bees. Maybe Barry Benson will be the next Fortnite character. We'll see.
Honestly, the mechanic tasks remind me of Among Us, so put Barry B. Benson in Among Us, I think, as a costume.
Oh, yeah.
Pan even made the connection to Among Us. That's so true. In Among Us, you also run around and you do little tasks.
That's right.
They're basically the same game if you think about it. But with bees.
But with bees. There's got to be a.
I mean,
a
I remember the last time I flew around in Among Us and just did racing games.
We're supposed to take a break at some point, aren't we, Conception?
We can, but if you want to, you can keep going through it too. It's all Gucci. Up to
I
you.
mean, it's up to you. I'm cruising, man. So I'm happy to just cruise through to the end here. We're probably gonna have like
keep
a
going.
210. Okay.
Keep going.
Heck yeah. I will keep going. I'm rotating my mouse really quickly for this. That's actually, most of the time I'm just hitting the keyboard keys for these mini games, but this mini game is one of the few where like it asks me to rotate my mouse in a circle. So I just sort of really wank on that mouse to get things going.
Nice.
Yeah. And there we go. So that's that. Mechanic 4 done. I'm like looking at my route here. Okay, Pizza 3 is next. Pizza 3 is over here. And again, keep in mind, Pizza 3 is one of those interesting ones where it actually, wherever it ends, where I would deliver my last pizza is actually where like the game leaves me. So I have to be careful when I do Pizza 1s in my route. So I'm going to skip Pizza 2 and go straight to Pizza 3 because I like where it drops me for the sake of this route.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, what I haven't explained in Pizza is that guy just absolutely moonwalked. That was sick. What I haven't explained in Pizza is that I have to use WASD to drive around, but I have to use my arrow keys to balance the pizza. I actually, you can kind of see me drifting them left and right just for fun. But if I don't do it well, I can actually drop my pizzas and lose a ton of time. I have to be really careful on those drifts, not to drop any pizza. So like when I drift left, I have to hold right on my arrow key so that I don't drop the pizza. It's very important. Otherwise, I will lose lots and lots of time. And another drift here, so I have to balance the pizza. Now the stack is a lot lower, so the balancing is less precarious, but we should be good now. This is the final drop-off point. And you'll notice that I get dropped off right near my house, so I'm going to turn around and actually go back to my house because it's actually faster to drive backwards, switch off of this slow scooter, get in the Bigfoot, and drive this back to the races. It's like only a few seconds faster, but like, hey, time save is time save, you know what I mean?
We take those.
Who orders 6 pizzas?
Me. I'm throwing a party.
I was gonna say, it's only a party, right?
I mean, I'd order 6 pizzas, but what are you guys gonna eat?
Hey, how do you think bees feel about these bees feel about like the advent of like hot honey being a pizza
I have hot
thing?
honey in my background actually, so it's interesting that you mentioned that.
Love some hot honey
love
pizza
hot
right
honey.
now. Yeah. Great job. Whoever came up with hot honey being a consistent pizza thing.
That was smart. I completely agree.
Yeah, it rules.
Okay, another honey spill. That's not good at all. At least I passed this guy. I can use him to push me forward a little bit. But if he like snipes me here, I could very well lose and lose a ton of time. Okay, I got speed. That's good, that's good,
Nice.
that's good. This is spooky. This is one of the last really hard ones because it's not
There's
a lap
only
race.
one lap?
Exactly. So if that guy had sniped me at any point, I'd be screwed. But luckily, I think we're good. This is where the race ends by the crane minigame, so phew. We're also waiting on a J-gate call. There's a J-gate call that will happen sometime in this block of minigames. Luckily, I just grind out race here until the J-gate call happens. Race 7, race 9. I don't need to do that. I'm going to skip race 9. Based on the J-gate RNG, it makes sense not to do race 9, to instead just do race 10, 11, and 12. So that's, again, live routing happening. I mean, I have this in my little spreadsheet, but I'm making these on-the-fly decisions here. On the B decisions, mind you.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Fly was the last level.
Exactly. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
The NPCs don't know that you can go off-road here, so that's how I save a lot of time over them. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was going to say, one question I've had about all these racing ones is that there seems to be a power-up where you deploy bees. Or bees are deployed upon you.
Wow.
But those bees are a lot smaller than you are. So what's the deal there?
My
Are they baby
headcanon is that
bees?
What's the deal?
My headcanon is that they're babies, yeah. That's my headcanon.
Yeah, because there's tiny hives too, are like the opening for the power-ups.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to think about it.
So are we
That's
just
probably for the best.
We're just destroying little hives to to obtain the baby bees to then use them for our own nefarious deeds.
Maybe they're mechanical, if I'm being charitable. Like bee robots.
Okay.
Like this is a pretty advanced society.
This is true.
I assume.
They got screens on there, so, right in front of you.
Okay, there's J-gate. Is my Bigfoot around? Okay, last run, and this is sad that I don't know the answer to this, but last run, there was this crazy thing happening, and I don't know how it happened, where the Bigfoot GT would spawn next to everywhere I was. Like it basically somehow I attached the Bigfoot GT to like my character, and it was just always like I got to drive it to J-Gate, I got to drive it away from J-Gate, like it was sick, and it was a great time save. And it just happened yesterday, and I don't know how I did it. So I need to go back and review the bot, because I have not gotten a single Bigfoot GT spawn this entire run. It's staying in my garage right now, and I don't know why.
Interesting.
It is interesting that it lets you buy a car and then it's like, well, you gotta go get it every time.
Yeah, which it makes sense that like sometimes I'm guessing that like the car. There must be like a bank of cars, or like there's a car that gets locked to you somehow in the memory.
Yeah, my guess is there's just like a legitimately like a hidden
flag or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it. And I'd like to figure that out. So that's something I'm going to investigate after this, because I have not seen. You'll notice that the only time I've driven the Bigfoot GT is when I drive directly by my garage and I grab it. So I'd like to figure out how to actually get it consistently. So that's, maybe there is room for optimization. Maybe there is room for a sub 2 if I'm being optimistic. We'll see.
Wow. You could be the future of this game.
You too.
Chat.
Yes. Yeah. If you join and you like RNG and minigames, you too could get the B-Movie Game World Record.
And sound glitches.
And one pizza sound effect, which is still going and will not stop.
The other one did stop, though, I noticed.
We're no longer getting moral support from Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. The guy in the YouTube comment explained it to me in the way that like certain sounds are high priority and certain sounds are low priority. Like that's the way they're programmed. So low priority sounds will be overwritten by a mission resetting. The high priority sounds will not be. So
like apparently pizza.
Like pizza.
That is a high priority.
Yeah.
So that's why the pizza stays by. It's also worth noting that like optimally, right? If you were going for like, let's say you were doing a B-Movie game task, a tool-assisted speedrun. You were going for the perfect B-Movie game run.
Yeah, who doesn't? Yeah.
And you could get perfect J-Gate RNG. In a perfect world, and this is actually the route that my rival, Instigator, uses. In a perfect world, the Pizza 2 minigame actually ends right by J-Gate. So in a perfect world, you could do Pizza 2, it will end by J-Gate, and then theoretically, right, like you're right there. You save all the time, there's no commuting necessary. However, there's like a 1 in 5 chance that happens. So Instigator was grinding that when he was going for world record. I have a much safer route in my 203 that basically like never does Pizza 2, or does Pizza 2 at a particular time that's not theoretically optimal, but most times is optimal with the RNG. So that's sort of the rub. Theoretically, in a perfect world, Instigator's route is faster because an optimal Pizza 2 with J-Gate would be sick. But alas, it's never actually happened in a real full game run as far as I know.
I love the sentences that speedrunning brings about. Optimal.
I was just about to say that.
It's awesome.
I was like saying Pizza 1 and Pizza 2 is like the greatest thing ever.
Optimal J-Gate at Pizza 2 is peak nonsense.
I mean, listen, I'm in a suit. I take this very seriously. Okay, we're here for the awfully serious block at Games Done Quick.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should do an episode of Awfully Silly that is awfully serious, and I just have like Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time on. Everyone's just like, what the heck?
Yeah, and of course, this is actually the beta test for that, because this is a very serious run.
Yeah,
we do an optimal Pizza 2 and an optimal J-Gate would theoretically get world record, but RNG throws us off.
It'd be great if you could somehow manipulate the J-Gate spawns.
Maybe
awfully serious with like category extensions or something.
I'll put
I've got a great category extension.
No one is going to waste their time, but like I'll put like $100 bounty on it. Like if someone can figure out how to consistently get the correct J-Gates, like I'll give you $100. Like
oh, there you
I
go.
hadn't planned on getting a bounty, but like genuinely, yeah, I'll give you $100. Like. But it has to be like consistent, right? Like that's the main thing. And or if you hack the game's memory, you might be able to figure it out. I don't know.
If Awfully Silly is anything, it is lucrative.
Yeah, all you have to do is spend hours poring over the source code of the B-Movie game, and you could earn a steal even $100. Some would say.
Yeah.
That's it. For those who've been counting, that's minigame number 6, and you all know it. I'm gonna save and quit and reload. Take it back to Barry's house. Woo! Yeah, he's doing it.
I love saving and quitting and reloading.
I'm Jeanette Chung.
You guys aren't going to believe this. There's a skip coming up here. Like a real skip.
Oh, no.
There's no shot. No way.
Like real speedrun?
Yeah. So there's a glitch coming up here where if you're gonna see, there's these enemies that are prowling around. You can actually see one right in front of me after this cutscene happens. See how he's prowling there? Those enemies prowl around, but there's a glitch where there's a new sound glitch. If you get caught by one of the prowlers, and then while you're getting caught, you quit the mission. For the rest of the time the game is open, these little prowling guys will be set off of their course. And you'll actually see one of them just walk through the wall there. And so all of them are now basically off of their intended course. They're supposed to walk around this warehouse and like catch you. And it's impossible to do this mission without getting caught at least a few times. There's like 9 of them in this tiny little warehouse. In the old route, you would always get caught several times and lose like 3 minutes here. But now, because their routes are screwed up by the save, quit, and reload, they all walk out of bounds. There's no one here. I can just go straight from checkpoint to checkpoint and take all the pictures and save like literally 5 minutes.
That's really cool.
That is fascinating. Wow.
Yeah, I set up the glitch before the run, which we've decided to allow because it's the only fun thing in the B-movie game. And yeah, so it takes like, I mean, if it was a pain in the butt, right, we wouldn't allow it. But like, it takes a minute to set up, and you only have to do it once per session because it only resets when you close the game. So you might as well set it up.
That is really cool. I love little interesting text like that in games.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
It's such a little weird quirk. I mean, the first time it happened was nuts because I think someone was practicing this mission and just like got caught and was like, oh, let me save, quit, and reload. Like, oh, it's such a pain. And then they realized, they're like, wait a second, where are the dudes at? And then we played around with it for quite a bit until we figured out that, oh, this is consistent. Every time you quit while an enemy detects you, this happens. So, I mean, serendipitous, right? We were just practicing and then we figured it out. So, very exciting.
Gotta love that.
It's kind of wild because I'm not a glitch finder, but I am like someone who can consistently find glitches. Like if somebody like shares something, I can replicate it and find a glitch and stuff. I've done it in like 2 or 3 games that I speedrun, and that's very interesting to me. Like somebody can do that. So
yeah. It's a really weird glitch. I mean, I'm so grateful it happened because it takes the RNG out of... That was notoriously one of the hardest sections. To avoid all the enemies, you have to hope they're not in the way, and like there's not really a consistent cycle. So for that to be solved is amazing.
Still got some orders to fill, citizen.
And now we're doing food delivery too. The infamous food delivery too. Because it ends right by J-Gate, so then J-Gate is also by the Hunex elevator, so we're going to take the Hunex elevator after this to be optimal. And that's the plan, Stan.
Nice.
Yeah.
In reference to your bounty, your real life fiance would like to know if you are giving away your money.
Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is our money now.
It doesn't help your case, but go on.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep the bounty. I mean,
no, you're committed.
No, she would agree. She would agree that it's a good use of our money. I think.
I don't know.
You seem really sure about it, so that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Yeah. No, it's a good use of our money, for sure. I mean, I think we all agree that there is no task nobler in this world than pushing down the time of the B-movie game speedrun for PC specifically, not the other 2 versions.
That's true. That's true.
I'm in a car. I'm driving to the Cranes minigame. You'll notice that in the early part of the speedrun, I was sort of bopping between minigames because not all of them are unlocked. Now that I'm sort of in what I'll call the late mid-game, right, of the B-movie game, most of the minigames are unlocked, almost all of them, in fact. And it's at this stage of the game that it actually becomes optimal. Instead of bopping around from minigame to minigame and wasting a lot of time driving, it becomes optimal to just pick a minigame and just grind it. So that's what you're going to see here, is that I'm driving to the Cranes minigame, and Cranes 2 through 6 are all optimal. So I'm going to do Cranes 2 through 6 all in a row. Let's go.
So is this time for other trivia then?
Yeah, I have to pick up, see these little crane things here? I have to pick up, this is not a joke, 100 of these before I can proceed and play the video game. So, yeah, and if I miss one, I will lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish seconds. So, let's hope I don't do that. But yeah, after I get 100 of these, we'll get to move on. So, that's why I prepared a little activity. What do we got? Do we have anything left in the activity book?
Yeah, I still got some trivia.
Okay.
I also your fiance was texting me and wanted to know if she wanted you to bring the dog in to see stream.
Oh yeah, she can come in. Yeah. I mean, the dog. You can let her know. She can come in with the dog. I'm just picking up these things now for a little bit. So she wants to come in with the dog. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. Cool. I do still have trivia left while I text her.
Okay.
But how much does a single bee produce in its lifetime? This is another multiple choice.
How much honey?
Yeah, how much? Oh, yeah, sorry. How much honey? I forgot a very important word there.
I thought it was music production. Dang.
Yeah, you know, how much music do they produce as well? That's a second question. Yeah. But is it A, 1 tablespoon, B, 1 teaspoon, C, 1 cup, D, 1 gallon?
I'm gonna go with tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. Do we have any other guesses out here?
I know the answer.
I'll go cup.
You're gonna go a cup. It is 1 teaspoon.
I knew it was one of those two.
Yeah, that is a very small amount, but it does make sense when you consider what physically happens.
Willow, you might have to hold her up. The camera is like way up there.
Oh, okay. Let's see it. See it.
Doggo,
it's pup time.
Doggo? You got this. You got this, girly.
Here.
Hi. This is Willow. She's a dog.
Yeah,
She's a dog.
Hey, Bill.
I have more room.
Gonna give me a little lick. Oh my god, I missed one. That's
Doggo!
fine. That's
Oh my gosh, Doggo!
I was focused on the dog.
As you should
That's
be.
more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, give her a little pet. She's stuck now. She's here now. She can stay. I mean, I guess it's fine. She can just go to sleep. There's a bed back there. You might see her slightly off camera. It's
Is it
napping.
a hexagon-shaped bed?
It's not a hexagon-shaped bed. Thank you for asking. It's just a normal human bed for like people to sleep.
Woefully normal.
Yeah.
A normal human bed.
Woefully normal.
Crazy. This is optimal, huh, guys? This is the fastest thing I can do here. I'm pretty darn sure. I am the leading authority on what is optimal to do here, and I think this is I've done a lot of research, and I think this is the fastest thing. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I will say that I said that like earlier, the mechanic minigame scales linearly. Every additional mechanic 1, you fix 1 car. Mechanic 2, you fix 2 cars. This does not scale linearly. This would scale, I don't know if it's logarithmically or what it is, but like maybe exponentially, but like a really small exponent. Every single one gets like a little bit faster, right? Because the further you get into the minigame, the faster the cars go. So like, oh my god, is that research? Is that my kitty cat? Oh, the pets are making it.
I'm gonna say right now, Nick, that bringing on the pup has now brought on a hype train for SGDQ.
Oh, let's go.
There you go.
Let's go. Keep the
Let's go.
I gotta give them both a kiss. I can't treat one of my kids more favorite than the other.
No.
I get that.
Reese is my family cat. I've had her. She's 14. She just turned 14. I've had her probably since she was like a year old. She wandered into our yard, my parents' yard. While it was snowing, we were making snow forts. She wandered into our yard. I've heard people call it the cat distribution system, and the cat distribution system deposited us a cat.
Wow. Bank error in
Willow,
your favor.
Yeah, Willow we got while she was a puppy, my fiance and I together. So she's only like 2 years old, but they're both sweetie pies. I think they're off camera now. Willow is on the bed off camera. I can maybe move
All
her
right,
over.
do you have any more trivia for us?
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. I still got plenty of trivia.
Oh wow, plenty.
Oh yeah, by plenty I mean I think I have 2 more questions and then I could probably make up some more.
I got 30 more. I got 30 more things to pick up, so don't even sweat it.
Jesus. Yeah. So, what is the alternative branch of medicine that uses honey bee products? Is it A, honectomy, B, apitherapy, C, hexacology, or D, berry therapy?
I feel so bad because I would never know that. Can you save them again? Please?
Oh yeah. I probably messed up some of those pronunciations anyway. Is it A, honectomy, B, apitherapy, C, hexacology, or D, berry therapy?
I'm gonna go with hex.
I'm gonna go with apitherapy.
It is apithary. I believe that refers to apiaries,
Yeah,
which
that's exactly
are
the
the
root word.
little boxes that the
okay.
bees are in.
Because
that we saw.
anything medical, they can't just name it what you would expect. It has to be like one level removed from what you would expect it to
they
be.
gotta zag you a little bit with it.
They
at
could have just
least.
called it honey medicine, but nope.
No, it's gotta be at least a little bit.
Honey
cooler.
medicine.
But we gotta get
I do like hexacology, and I should Google that and see if it's an actual thing. Oh, it is. No, a hexology is a thing.
Like with witches.
Yeah, which is the study of hex signs.
Okay, cool.
You may have noticed we just saved, quit, and reload. We started a mission now. Back in the game that is happening, admittedly. I now have to fight Ken. He's voiced by Patrick Warburton. You can kind of hear Patrick Warburton grunts happening in the background throughout this fight. For anyone who hasn't seen the Bee movie, the basic premise of it is that Barry B. Benson is sort of seducing Patrick Warburton's girlfriend. And he's not very happy about it, so he's now trying to kill me, I think. But he's allergic to pollen, so I'm gonna spray pollen in his face in place of an irritation minigame.
So instead of him killing you, you're gonna kill him.
I mean, I'm gonna make him sneeze a lot.
I'm gonna put him into anaphylactic shock. Sure.
It depends on how allergic he is. It depends on how allergic he is.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. I mean, I could kill him, I guess. I am just a bee, though, so I mean, I'd like to think he has the advantage here.
You're just a bee that's stealing his girlfriend, but
that's true.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Her name's Vanessa.
That's a fascinating plot point.
Yeah, it's a plot point that you have to be very forgiving of if you're a fan of the Bee movie.
I'd love to have been in the writer's room where he pitched that and was like, yeah, and he's stealing a real, actual life woman.
Well, it's not clear if they are like reciprocally. It's clear very clearly in the context, like it's in the subtext that he has a crush on her. And then she does break up with her boyfriend after spending some time with him. Those are the facts. And then at the end of the movie, the Bee movie, Barry opens a lawyer, like a, what do you call it? Like an attorney's office in the side room of Vanessa's flower shop. Yeah.
Oh.
Those are the facts. Now, what they do outside the flower shop, that's up for your interpretation.
So it's not like we see like a Shrek style bee human hybrid situation.
I just got I failed my first QuickTime event. I'm so sorry. I had misplaced my hands on my number row at the top of my keyboard, and I hit 3 instead of the 2. So that was like 20 seconds. Not the end of the world, though.
Yeah.
This is a pretty quick irritation minigame. We're already back. Well, you got to see. A cool thing about this game, I will give it totally credit for, is that every unique death has like a death animation. Like if you fail a QuickTime event, it doesn't just fade to black. Like something happens. Barry gets hit, or something silly happens, or yeah. So that's kind of cool. You don't get to see that in the run much, but
are these grunts actually from the movie, or do you think these are like specific for the game?
I really don't know. I could go either way. I mean, surely a devoted fan could cross-analyze, but I don't know.
I would love to interview some developers for this game.
I would too. I mean, I have so many questions for them. And I mean, keep in mind, there's actually 3 sets of developers, so I'm sure they all have different stories to tell.
Yeah.
if anyone is in for it, likes the B-movie game and wants to run it, but they think 2 hours is a little bit tough. Like I said, the Wii version is only like 30-something minutes. It's a lot more manageable. The main reason the Wii is more manageable is because the Wii game encourages you to do those mini games I mentioned. But I forget if there's a way to skip them or if like they're just suggestions, but you basically just do all the missions and you don't do any mini games, which is why it's so quick. But luckily, I mean, and what I mean to say is they don't get to do the mini games. What a shame.
We are blessed with them.
Thank the Lord that we get to spend so much time racing and being a mechanic and doing the cranes minigame for like 8 minutes straight. But you. I don't know what, here's a fun thing. What do we think Ken is spraying at me?
Stink. Just pure stink.
And a stink.
It literally looks like, well, I mean, never mind. I was going to say it looks like the Febreze or something like that, but what Febreze is green?
Yeah, I don't know if that's an artistic choice to represent that Febreze is bad for Barry, or if it's actually green gunk.
Oh.
But, yeah, that has always confused me.
Coming out of such a lovely, can.
Yeah, it's very pretty and pink and nice, so it's weird that the green gunk comes out of it.
Maybe something we can ask the developers if we ever get our hands on.
Exactly. And that's it. We've defeated Ken. Vanessa storms into the room. She finds Ken assaulting me. She breaks up with him. So now she's single. Anyway, unrelated.
Anyway, I'm going to drive my B car.
Yeah, I'm going to drive it to the drafter minigame. It's down in Hunex, but like it's very fast. So, and we're running out of fast minigames upstairs in the main city. So we got to go do some drafter. This is also the home to the last J-Gate call. There's one J-Gate call that's going to happen somewhere here. In an ideal world, I get to do drafter 2, 3, and 4. We do not always live in an ideal world, so it's very possible that I will get drafter sooner than that, and I'll have to fill in with other less fast mini games, but we'll see.
Again, there is what was it, $100 you put on it?
Yeah,
bounty for,
I did say that.
For J-Gate manipulation.
If you find J-Gate manipulation, I'll pay it out.
Yeah, I'll pay it out. Speaking of bounties, have you ever put out bounties otherwise on this game?
I do think there was a $20 bounty I paid out for something. I forget what it was though. I think it might have been for warehouse skip.
Oh, figuring what actually is happening there.
Yeah, I think
really paid out.
I didn't put the full 50 in. I like shot. Someone said they'd pay 50, and I like pitched in like 10 or something. But there was a bounty paid out for this game. It's the only way anyone gets anything done around here is by forcing people to play the game for money. So I'm aware of that.
I mean, the amount of people who can say they've been paid to play the B-movie game is pretty small, so.
Yeah, I mean, I won't offer money for this, but if someone really wants to like do me a solid, they can make a loader mover.
Oh.
We have an RTA right now, but like it's a PC game. You probably could do a loader move on it. So, yeah. I mean, it's a game from like 2008. I don't think loads really factor into the world record, like realistically, but
yeah,
No,
it'd be nice.
yeah.
It'd be nice, you know, if we had one. But I am a psychology major. I do not have the skill set to do that. No JK call yet. Feeling good. Feeling good.
I was just laughing at what he said. I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what you're doing when you misplaced.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy yells at me if I do something wrong. The commentator guy. I don't know what his deal is. The disembodied voice in my head. You guys hear him too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Great. You guys hear the sound glitches too, right? No, just me? Oh no.
Yeah, that's just you.
They haunt me while I sleep. There's two right now. There's the ding and there's the pizza flip. Maybe we can get one more. Fingers crossed. If you guys are lucky, we can get one more sound glitch.
I'd love a third one.
You ever gotten to the point where you have so many simultaneously that it's just going to crash the game?
I haven't. I wonder if it would crash.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I'd probably have to play for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I
I mean, it could overload the audio engine, like a memory thing.
Yeah.
Like it might run out of memory. I don't know. That was perfect RNG though. I've been clowning on J-Gate and the RNG in this game, but that was perfect. That's exactly in the route where I want a J-Gate call to happen. So we take those. We take those. And rather than take the Hunex elevator again, I'm gonna quit and reload and get in this silly little car and drive to my silly little J-Gate. Do a little drift. Let's go. Nope, did not get the drift.
Aw.
Dodge. Ignore me.
Aw.
Pretend it never happened. I can mash to get into the cutscene. Sick. This is another one where you have to protect the hives, except I probably won't be able to do it. It doesn't lose the game time if I do or don't protect the hive, but maybe it's another medal. I think you could protect the hive much more easily if you use B-Reflex, but like B-Reflex is slow. Often it doesn't really matter if I slow down time, but for this it does because it will affect how fast my gun refills. So I can't turn on the slow-mo and save the apiaries. I have to just like let them die. You can see that one's already at half health. So that's not great.
We're gonna get the bad ending.
We're gonna get the bad ending.
You make
secret
you make it with Vanessa, but your uncle who dated the cricket, nope, he didn't make it. You know,
He doesn't make it.
not unless you get the good ending.
Oh my god. How do I unlock the kissing scene with Vanessa?
No, no.
Unlock kissing scene with Vanessa.
The
Not
game is like
clickbait.
Sonic 06 if Sonic 06 had bees.
Well, doesn't the Sonic series have a bee?
It does have a bee, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 It's like CH. The name starts with CH. All the Sonic stands in chat are.
I'm sorry, Sonic community. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not sorry, Sonic community.
I think
Tell
I
me
might have
about
saved
your
that hive.
bees.
I might have saved that hive. I'm really not sure. We'll never know. It's pizza time.
Huh?
Pizza.
It's named Charmy Bee.
Charmy. I knew it started with CH.
Charmy the bee.
So we're gonna do.
I'll pay
Oh.
$50 if somebody can put Charmy Bee in this game as the playable. If somebody can replace the Barry B. Benson
Okay.
with Charmy Bee.
I'll do runs with it. I'll do a run with it for sure if someone does that. So this is the part of the run where it becomes optimal to just do the remaining pizzas. The pizzas aren't fast. It's just that some of them, like I said, they don't end necessarily by pizza. So it's like, it's a little tricky. Like you can do a pizza because it only takes a minute, but then you have to commute for like 30 seconds. So it all sort of evens out. But it's still pretty fast from what I've timed it out to be fast. So we're going to do pizza 5 here.
I always think you lose a pizza when you go past the things, but you're like actually delivering them.
Yeah, it looks like it's a mistake.
I think I did lose a pizza and deliver one at the same time with that last one. So you're not totally crazy. But for the most part, when the pizza stack is 18 high, like they just randomly fall off, I think. Let me make sure I don't lose one during this turn. Great.
I don't remember if this was said in chat or in real life, but speaking of this developer, they also made the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game.
Yes, they
also
did.
well known for a pizza delivery mini game with an absolute jam of a song.
Yeah, I mean, he has a long and storied history in the game industry. This guy that commented on my video one time, I think he started a game development studio that just released a game a year or two ago. If I knew his name, I'm sure someone, I think it's probably Hecky in chat who's saying that. We've been chatting about it. But anyway, if someone wants to drop the guy's name, feel free. But yeah, no, he seems like a swell guy. I've never met him. Seems like a swell guy. I mentioned, I sort of alluded to the idea that perhaps a pizza minigame wouldn't end by pizza, and it would be inconvenient. This is the magical pizza minigame that does end by pizza, so I can just go straight to the next pizza, baby.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Oh, we're optimal.
Here we go. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime.
So pizza 6, and then yeah. Oh, this pizza's interesting because oh god, he got stuck. This guy's on a little track, and he drops pizza
Oh,
at
no.
predetermined locations, but he got
Oh, no.
stuck. This happened last run too. I gotta push him out of the way. Okay, we're good. We're good.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
Good save.
I hate when that happens. It's oh my god, he's stuck again.
There we go. All right, at least he turned off. All right.
We're good. I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm cool. Oh, the problem is I keep getting drift speeds, and when I get drift speed, I sometimes go past him and I miss his pizzas. So I have to like brake. Oh my god, so inconvenient. This one's so inconvenient. He drops 12 pizzas total. I only need 9, so I can just like avoid him now. I have actually more than I need. I have 10. And go straight to the delivery point. So the delivery point is over here. There we go.
So you're just stealing pizza.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
No,
I'm
they were supposed to be
recycling.
delivering there, but they kept on dropping them.
I'm recycling pizza, guys. It's chill. It's chill. It's chill.
I love recycled pizza.
That's the best kind of pizza.
The pizza that's been dropped on the ground and scooped up by a little bee on a motorcycle.
Exactly, yeah.
I got the Bigfoot back. We're cruising
go.
again.
I mean, wouldn't that make it make them all like one bite pizzas?
Yeah, like so tiny.
Yeah.
If it fits in a
Yeah.
bee's hand, that's like a crumb.
Don't forget about the delivery
Yeah,
truck
you
you've
would not
already got
notice
on
eating that
standby,
entire
ready to go
pizza.
whenever you are. Then here we
A pizza 9. This is the final pizza I think we do, if I remember right. Yep.
No.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. Pizza 9 is fun because you'll see. I won't spoil it. I'll let it speak for itself. Once again, though, I'm following this guy. Right, he is stuck again. Are you kidding me? Get out of there, dude.
So it's not time drops, it's location drops?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a pain. We take this little jump, which is built into the hive, like any good highway
That's
should.
sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think more highways should
Have jumps
Should
built
include
in.
that.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I think so
feels
too.
like it. Yeah.
I'm trying not to drop the pizzas here because I want to duck out exactly when I get 9 and just go straight to the checkpoint. So hopefully he drops his last pizza, if I remember right, like right
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Excuse me, dude. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, he's gonna drop his last pizza here, and then as long as I don't drop any, I should be able to just go straight to the end with these 9 pizzas. So he's gonna keep driving along this route, but I already have the 9 pizzas I need. So that's chill. And here it is over here. And what do you know? For the 1st
Let's
time, we're
go.
not gonna save, quit, and reload. It actually ends right by Barry's house.
Wow.
That's
Yo.
Wow.
I know what you're thinking. 1,000 IQ. How could anyone come up with that route? And let me tell you, folks, took me an hour to think of that, probably. Let me set the scene.
Literally
It's my
too
freshman year of
powerful.
college. It's my freshman year of college. It's finals week. This is not a joke.
We do our best work during finals week.
And between finals, I don't have any classes, and so I route out the entire B-movie game. And that's when I figured out that route. So very exciting stuff. I'd recommend studying during finals week for the kids in chat. But if you don't, this is the next best thing.
I think you have a long storied past of doing very tedious video game things on finals week.
Are you thinking of
So
something
remember-
else?
I'm thinking of when Smash Ultimate came out, you sat on the couch in my apartment
Yep.
pretty much the entire day and unlocked every character.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It was great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You're welcome.
My major was really interesting. I was a psychology major as well as a human development and family sciences major.
Okay.
Both of those are kind of fluffy sounding. And what I'm trying to say is that we do a lot of essays. So all my teachers would say, like, hey, instead of a final exam, we're going to have you an essay. And you know what? I'm going to spare you a final. You're going to have it due the week before, and you're going to have so much more time to study for your finals. And then one semester, all of my classes did that, except one. So I had 5 essays due in 5 days. I wrote like 100 pages worth, not 100 pages, probably like 50 pages worth of stuff. And then finals week was really chill, and I played Smash Ultimate. So yeah, good stuff.
It was great when I also wasn't studying to just go down and play Smash.
Yeah,
It's great.
It was like a built-in break. Oh, I got hit by the laser.
Yeah.
Oh well. There's a game happening here, isn't there? The game that's happening right now is that it's kind of like the code thing, where these 3 scientists each have one part of the identification code to get into this like lab thing. I've lost the plot here. I don't know why we're trying to get into this lab, but I think it might be a honey processing lab. I really don't know. But one guy has like a touch ID, so I steal his fingerprint. Another guy has, I forget, like saliva or something, so I knock him out and steal his saliva. And this last guy has, I need his eyeball. So I'm going to dig out his eyeball. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to dig out his eyeball, but I am going to cut this out of his, the eye out of his picture and stick it to my butt. And then put my butt up to the eye scanner.
Oh, nice dodge.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now the door's open, so this mission is basically done. You'll also notice that the missions are getting shorter. I do wonder if this mission's over. I just need to kill these 25 hornets, and there's like a million in this room, so it's impossible to lose. I do wonder if that is a symptom of crunch as well. The fact that these minigames are like, not minigames, these missions used to be like 15 minutes long, and this one's like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Very well could be.
But the good news, is that we get to go right back to the minigames. Let's go.
Woo! That's it. They just really wanted to feature these mini games. Yeah.
We've got one more pizza left. I was wrong. There's one more pizza left.
Yay!
Nice. Let's go.
This is the biggest resurgence the B-movie game has ever needed of motivation. So we're gonna go to grab that pizza mini game. Let me drive up here. This wall is really weird. I can't drive over it. This wall I can drive over though. Here's a, you know what? I'll buy an outfit just for you. Just for, let's be bad. Let's be bad.
Let's go.
What do you want? Do you want fly, elite jock, pollen jock, dragonfly, wasp, hornet, lawyer, race driver?
Lawyer.
It's like he's you for real.
Obviously.
Exactly right.
Oh my God, we're matching.
Exactly right. Yes.
Okay, bad news, I lost my car. Okay, here it is, I found one.
You're doing your Barry B. Benson cosplay.
Yeah, me and him, I got my little antennae on too. Yeah. Okay, so pizza 4 I need to do here. There it is, right there. I do think there's 2 pizza whips in my ear now.
Yeah, it sounds like
no, that's definitely.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 pizza whips. That's great. We got the 3 sound glitches. I mean, that's good. It's a special occasion for games done quick. We got 3 sound glitches. Normally we only get 1 or 2.
Just for
I don't
you,
think I've ever made it through
fans.
a run. Just for you. I don't think I've ever gotten through a run with 0, but... Oh, I think I got another. I think I got 3 thwips.
Whoa.
This is sick. This is unprecedented. Wow. So
Has that
exciting.
never happened before? Did we get that's never happened?
It might
before
be.
again?
I don't know. I don't want to say it hasn't happened before, but
I feel like one time when you were playing this, it got just incomprehensibly loud.
see, the problem is that sometimes I do, and this is going to sound crazy to some people, I do multiple attempts in one day, and I forget to quit and reload the game in between. And those are the toughest times because the sound glitch will persist, right? And so it's almost an advantage. You know, like it's hard to get 4 sound glitches at one time, but it's a little bit easier, of course, if I get some before the run. I've only got 6 meals stacked. If I drop a meal right now, it's gonna be real bad. So I gotta be real careful to balance these with my arrow keys while I'm driving.
Just don't drive like the other pizza driver.
Yeah, that's very true. He's a wacky guy. I sometimes mash left and right. I think that like stabilizes the pizza sometimes. I don't know. It's just it could be a myth. I do it.
Makes you feel better, you know?
Yeah, you can't disprove it.
Okay, I think we're almost there. Let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
And I mentioned earlier that it becomes optimal to grind a minigame. This is the final example of that. It's Drafter till we die, baby. We love Drafter. It's so fast. Drafter 10 is faster than like most of Taxi. It's crazy.
How many times are we doing Drafter here?
We're doing Drafter. There's 10 Drafters. We're doing up to 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
And depending on JGate RNG, we might do Drafter 10. But there was a possibility. There was a world, an alternate universe where we did Drafter 10. But in this run with this JGate RNG, it doesn't make sense.
So is there any more trivia then? Do we have?
Oh yeah.
I have other activities we can do if you don't have any, but feel free.
Oh, I got more on here. I think I had one more question. Let me re-pull it up because I accidentally just hit the X on Chrome. Give me half a second.
I've stacked another sound glitch. The sound of the honey lurping through the tube is now a sound glitch as well.
Oh, that one's nice. That adds a little bit of...
I think we're up to 5. It's really... My brain is getting crowded. I will not lie.
Excellent work, everybody.
This one also, it's not linear. It gets a little bit faster every time you do it. It's technically slower, but like it's, proportionally it gets a little bit faster because more of these honeypots open per cycle. So that's why drafts are so just like mega fast, is that like now like 6 are open per cycle, and by the end like 10 are going to be open per cycle. So you can really cruise through it. Anyway.
Let me ask a foolish question, because I think it would be against the spirit of the game. Is there any reason we need to have sound on for the game?
There are some crazy folks that run with sound off, but I don't know why they would do that, because you'd miss out on maybe the main appeal, which is the sound.
Yeah,
in your ear constantly throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that was kind of my feeling.
Yeah.
Sure, I think we have different definitions of appeal, but I get what you're saying.
More like a beal, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh!
That's a good one. That is good.
Thank you.
The final fun fact, or not fun fact, trivia piece that I have on my list, and then I got some more stuff in the chamber. But the demo for what other animated movie tie-in is included in the PC version of the Bee-Movie game? Is it A, Ratatouille? Is it B, Shrek the Third? C, Cars? D, Kung Fu Panda?
Ooh. It's not...
I originally thought of Shrek, but I don't think Shrek the Third had a game.
It's definitely not either Disney entry.
You don't think it's Cars?
No, they're direct competitors. This is a DreamWorks movie, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay. So what were the other two choices then?
Yeah, and I can confirm that both have games. It was either by your process of elimination, Shrek the Third or Kung Fu Panda.
Okay, then it's Kung Fu Panda.
It is Kung Fu Panda.
Nice.
But Shrek the Third does have a video game.
It does? I didn't know that.
Yeah, let's check out speedrun.com for Shrek the Third, the video game.
It's a cool run, from what I remember. There's like a few out of bounds. The guy who got the Bee-Movie game world record one time, I think I just ran out of honey. Oh no, bad honey management. That guy also had Shrek the Third world record, I think.
Any percent. There's currently two runs on easy, so you could get third by just finishing the game.
While recording.
While recording.
Yeah, while recording. You do have to record. That is a barrier to entry, but you could get third in Shrek the Third, the video game for HD console. So it could be you.
It's tiniest, most minuscule piece of tech is that I try to fill up my honey at the bottom honey pot that's off screen, because then I can see the entire route of open cans, and that helps me optimally like go through. You can fill up at this top honey pot, but then you won't be able to see which cans are open because the camera sucks. So I always fill up at this bottom honey pot between rounds.
That makes sense.
Yep, I'm a genius. How does he do it? Thank you.
Truly.
We were all thinking it. Here, I'll fill it at the top honey pot so you can see what I mean.
Yeah, we're all
camera.
thinking it. You're the one saying it. You're a genius and the greatest to ever do it.
I mean, listen, it's what everyone's saying, right?
Yeah, if everyone was you, you'd be saying it.
Yeah, that's so true.
So how many, if you fill up your honey pot or whatever, how many can it fill up?
I think 10. Yeah, 10.
10? Okay.
So at this stage of the game, pretty much every single one has at least 5, so I can't do 2 in a row, so I have to fill in between, otherwise it's suboptimal. I mean, that's the only good time to fill, is between honey pots cycles. And there's one more drafter left, for those who have been counting. I have to do drafter 9, and then we are done with minigames, maybe for the rest of our lives. We'll see.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It depends if this gets into another marathon or not, candidly.
I was just looking up some Bee fun facts, and it's always some good ones in a row, and then the last one seems to always be that bees are disappearing.
Everyone
And
has an
I feel
agenda
like-
with the bees. And like, I don't blame them because the bees apparently, I remember when I was in college, I'd walk around and there were all these college kids with signs saying, the bees are dying, do something about it.
Yeah.
I hope they're doing better, but it sounds like they might not be.
Yeah.
They've been doing slightly better anyway. Look up native plants for pollinators in your area and plant some plants if you got
Yes,
some
please.
space.
Oh, good.
Yes,
That's a good
please.
solution.
I will always be in support of supporting bees.
Yeah,
so-
save the bees.
Yes,
Save the bees.
please.
Speedrun with a positive message. What more can you ask
Yeah.
for?
That's
What
right.
more can you ask for?
Absolutely.
You could look up pollinator-friendly native plants for your area.
Can't believe the guy in the game just yikes me when I filled up the wrong honey pot. That's so rude.
To
Oh
be
my
fair,
gosh.
yikes.
It's
That's
a
a
bit of a
little
yikes.
cringe of you.
It is a little cringe of me. I misclicked. I'm so sorry. I just
Was
did it
missing
again.
Oh my god.
It's so
Can we
embarrassing.
get that
Jeez.
yikes to loop?
Maybe if I mash hard enough. I've never got his voice lines to loop.
That would be so funny. Yikes. Yikes.
My
Yikes.
leading theory with the sound glitches is if you like mash too hard and maybe you trigger something on the same frame that a sound effect happens. That's why a sound glitch happens. That's my leading theory because it tends to happen at parts where I'm just mashing. But I have nothing to prove that. Okay, we've done it, folks. We are done with those mini games. There's one mission left, and it is.
Oh no.
It is the.
I don't want.
The big court case. Me versus Mr. Montgomery. In court to decide if bees.
How many spoonfuls of honey do I
That's Jeanette Chung choking at her co-commentator. Anyway, this is how court works. Is that Mr. Montgomery has a big gun, and he's gonna try to shoot me. But I'm gonna zag him. I'm gonna turn these fans on. And
Can we get the Legal Eagle to review this scene?
I think he did
in
review the
specific?
Bee movie. I think he did. But I'm not 100% sure.
Really?
Maybe he did. I'm not 100% sure. If he
It
has
feels
it,
like
that's
he
free
should
video
have.
for you, champ.
Yeah.
B-movie discourse has never been stronger.
Yeah, so we're a few minutes away from time here. We got to finish this fight. Basically, I need to turn on the fans. And the reason I turn on the fans is so that I can lure Mr. Montgomery into shooting the fan. You'll see. Watch this. There he positions himself excellently. It reflects back at him. He gasses himself like an idiot. Sick.
Get
Poisons
wrecked.
himself. Let's go.
Okay, he actually just got right in my way. He just blocked the next picture, so I'm gonna go to the next fan. I can do these in any order, depending on where he goes. Not great RNG, but it's fine. So I'm gonna do this next one. And again, this is where the crunch starts to show. In most of the game, there are unique animations every time you do a Cooktown event. This one gets reused like 3 times. You know, devs did what they had to do to get through this section, I think.
Yeah, we got to do it.
And he's still in the way. If I get caught by him, it's going to trigger a little cutscene thing that I'd like to avoid. So I'm going to turn on B reflex, and then I'm going to turn on this fan. I have to turn off B reflex before I hit the cutscene trigger. Otherwise, this fan cutscene will play in slow motion. It will take forever. Oh, he just moved out of my way. That was clutch. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So you have to be careful with the slow motion mechanic that you don't use it during cutscenes. Otherwise, cutscenes take longer, which is like a little wild that they programmed it like that. But I'm not their mom. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so this guy got gashed 3 times. We move on to the phase 2. This is kind of like Final Fantasy. The boss has phases. This is his final form. He's in the judge's chair. He has his gun. And I've got to do my classic Bee thing. Bees together strong. Together we will irritate him.
Planet of the Bees.
Yeah, it's like if Planet of the Apes had bees in it.
Wait. Planet of the Apiary.
Hey!
No, that's good, actually.
Yeah, no, I think you kind of cooked.
Okay, I did a third of his health. I can do the other third of his health here. And then I just got to avoid him one more time. Okay.
I honestly don't know why.
I'm like breathing heavy. There's absolutely no risk that I will die here. But I'm making it sound tense. Okay, I've got one more irritation. Okay, now just a QTE. If I messed this up, it would actually be really sad. But like, I could mess this up on world record pace very easily. You'll see he steps here. The chandelier wiggles. He steps his body forward one more time. The chandelier wiggles again.
Uh-oh. Chandelier.
The game ends on credits, so once I get to the credits, it'll end. Okay. Last quick time event happened. He steps one final time. He's got us cornered, and then suddenly, he dies.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh.
Anyway, and once you match through this cutscene and this cutscene, then we are at the credits. That's time.
Let's go.
That's the B-movie game, folks. Developed by Beenox. The PC, Xbox 360, PS2 version.
Unbelievable.
Whoa.
How long have you had that one in the chamber?
Were you saving that?
Let's see how long.
consumption?
Yeah, how long was this run? 2 hours and 8 minutes. About 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Was it 2 hours and 8 minutes?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Considering the J-Gate RNG we got, I don't think, it was very obviously like a minute and a half of time lost throughout it. But like, yeah, I mean, this run with this RNG probably could have only been like a 2:05. So that's kind of the barrier to entry for the B-movie game. Got to get good RNG. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with how that went. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. It seemed, besides the things you couldn't control, played expertly. Yes, please tell us where we could get some more Black Belt Ninja, or if you want to shout out any upcoming appearances, for example.
Oh, wow. Beautiful transition. So when I'm not playing the B-movie game, which is most of the time, I'm playing Mirror's Edge, which is my baby. I've been playing that game for 10 years, and I will continue to play it because I have an SGDQ appearance coming up in June, July, when SGDQ 2024 happens. I think I'm on the Wednesday, depending on your time zone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That should be really fun. I'm running any percent. Steve is going to be there as well, who you heard on commentary.
Yay!
Conception's going to be there, but maybe not like doing other runs and stuff. So that'll be fun too. It's going to be really fun to see everyone live. That's what I got going on. I'll also be streaming a lot of practice of Mirror's Edge. So if you came for the B-movie game, I'll occasionally do that. I have this stuff on YouTube for this, but really, you'll probably be coming and seeing the Mirror's Edge. I run Bugsnax sometimes as well, but yeah, this is sort of my thing.
Yeah,
hey,
you do.
Conception and I have that in common.
Yes. Best game of all time, Bugsnax.
It's fun. It's a good speedrun. I'm off topic.
That's all right. That's all right. All right. The B or Steve, anything else you like to shout out before we head out for the day?
I don't speed run, so no.
I do speedrun, but recently, as of today, the new Multiverses season has come out. I'm going to start streaming that quite a bit. But I also speedrun multiple different games. I speedrun over 50 different games. And I will be commentating for BGN for SGDQ for Mirror's Edge. So if you liked my commentary and our talks and stuff like that, then tune in for that. And yeah,
awesome.
That's really all I have to
Wonderful.
say.
Thank you, Steve and B, for being here. This is I know it's a big run, but it's good to have great commentators along the way. So thank you. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that is all we got, indeed, actually, for Awfully Silly. I hope you all enjoyed the awfully buggy night that I had planned for you. And if you have been enjoying Awfully Silly, please feel free to come back in 2 weeks where we'll have another episode. I'm not gonna give away too much about what's going on, but next episode. But there's gonna be some iconic cutscenes. We'll just say that. We'll say that for next episode. So you're gonna wanna take that and come back in a couple weeks and check out Awfully Silly. And just as a couple other reminders here as well. So prize submissions for SGDQ. We were just talking about SGDQ coming up. Prize submissions for SGDQ are open from now until June 16th. So if you happen to be a crafty individual or would otherwise like to submit a prize for the event, feel free to go on over to gamesdonequick.com for some more information. And last but not least, I hope you didn't think Hotfix was over for tonight, because it is not. We have Out of Bounds coming up next, typically hosted by Kung Fu Fruit Cup, but we have a surprise host in Kiara this time, and they're going to be going through, I believe it is Outlast 2, if memory serves. So we had the horror game that is the B-movie game leading right into Outlast rather. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Be sure to stick around for Out of Bounds. For us, that's it. My name's Conception. I hope you enjoyed Awfully Silly, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.